Looking for an easy option for equipment or plant hire? Hire Power NT staff of over 40 years experience in the Territory and are now located in 3 convenient locations. With quality customer service and extensive product knowledge, why would you use anyone else? You'll find us in Yarrawonga, Winnellie and Katherine with the latest, most up-to-date equipment for the local tradie and DIY enthusiast. Call us today for all your equipment and plant hire needs. We've got it, or we'll get it.
The 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series is back with a new challenge, all thanks to our series sponsors. Shannons Insurance, Techie's Performance and Dyno Tuning, Mansell Photography, NP Style Signage and Graphics, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Higher Power NT, Pool Guys Adelaide, Pool Drive and Maddicab Media.
Looking for an easy option for equipment or plant hire? Hire Power NT staff of over 40 years experience in the Territory and are now located in 3 convenient locations. With quality customer service and extensive product knowledge, why would you use anyone else? You'll find us in Yarrawonga, Winnellie and Katherine with the latest, most up-to-date equipment for the local tradie and DIY enthusiast. Call us today for all your equipment and plant hire needs. We've got it, or we'll get it.
The 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series is back with a new challenge, all thanks to our series sponsors. Shannons Insurance, Techie's Performance and Dyno Tuning, Mansell Photography, NP Style Signage and Graphics, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Higher Power NT, Pool Guys Adelaide, Pool Drive and Maddicab Media.
Looking for an easy option for equipment or plant hire? Hire Power NT staff of over 40 years experience in the Territory and are now located in 3 convenient locations. With quality customer service and extensive product knowledge, why would you use anyone else? You'll find us in Yarrawonga, Winnellie and Katherine with the latest, most up-to-date equipment for the local tradie and DIY enthusiast. Call us today for all your equipment and plant hire needs. We've got it, or we'll get it.
The 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series is back with a new challenge, all thanks to our series sponsors. Shannons Insurance, Techie's Performance and Dyno Tuning, Mansell Photography, NP Style Signage and Graphics, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Higher Power NT, Pool Guys Adelaide, Pool Drive and Maddicab Media. Well, hello and welcome to round number 4 of the NTE series for 2022. I'm Matty Kavanagh. Joining me in the commentary box once again is Daniel Leet and Tegan Peck. Welcome along tonight, guys.
Good evening. Great to be back for round 4. Looking forward to this one.
And Tegan all the way up there in sunny Queensland.
How good is it to be back? It's round number 4, Winton Raceway. It's going to be a great night of racing. Everything has led up to this one. It's the penultimate round before we go, the final round for 2022. I'm excited.
Well, let's have a look at how the results are so far, guys. And it's Jack Whittis there, as you can see, has been very dominant in the last 5 races. He really started off a little bit shaky with the TCR race in round number 1 there, but since then it's all ones up there and a very controversial win there last week, but it looks like he has come through with that one. So Jack Whittis leading us there, Damon Mulqueen in 2nd, Blake Warboys in 3rd, Callum Gear in 5th, Nathan Norman now, who was leading us coming into last round, back in 5th position. As you can see, look, everyone down there. Some names there, Sam Dicker, who did not actually start in round number 1. It's a bit of a shame because he's had some good results there. I do not finish, unfortunately, for his first race in TCR, but apart from that, we've seen him really up in the top 10 every time. A couple of people not joining us this round either, fellas.
Yeah, terrible round there for Nathan Norman, just gone by at Watkins Glen, and that's really what's thrown it into a spin there and put him further down in the field. So I think when you look at it, there's a lot of people who are mixed up in there where they should have been a little bit higher, and it's been a bit tough for them to get to where they want to be. Josh Drage, another one in there who missed out on a complete round. Paul Mansell not having a good run, and yeah, there's a few other people in there who probably aren't as high as what they want to be. And Dan, I suppose it's been a bit tough with the TCR and the V8 rounds. How do you manage both of them?
Well, it's a massive undertaking to get your head around both cars, as we said, throughout the course of this season. 2 very, very different driving styles required. Obviously, the front engine TCR, the rear-wheel drive front engine supercar, which is a handful unto its own. So it's interesting, but the guys have really done a phenomenal job. I think probably the 2 big standouts for me so far this season in both categories, Whittis and David Mulqueen, both seeming to get a very good handle on both of these cars there. Now, I think Matt touched on it just before. We have had a few drivers, unfortunately, though, not able to make the last couple of rounds of the season, one of those being Paul Mansell that you just mentioned a moment ago, Craig Ansbach, Tim Gracie, who's been doing very, very well out there, and James Delvin is unfortunately not able to make the final 2 rounds. So it's a little bit of a shame for those guys because they've all performed pretty well over the course of the season so far.
But it looks like Peter Bianchi is back, and look, I've seen him in the series here before. Unfortunately, he didn't make it in the first round, but he was on our waiting list. So Mr. Peter B, the Italian stallion, has made it into the main game here this weekend. It's good to have him back and racing in the NTE series. Now, let's have a look. We're doing something a little bit different for Winton, though, guys. Let's run us through. We're going to have a split qualifying session.
Yeah, so as you said there, Matty Cav, we're gonna have 2 different sections. It's obviously a little bit of a smaller track here, so we want to split them out there. And as you can see on screen, Group A, Group B, it just gives them a bit of a chance to get out there. 15-minute sessions will be the journey. They get to get out there and make sure that they get their laps on the board before they get into the main race. But I guess when you look at it against the other tracks that we've had throughout the series, this one's a little bit of a small one, so they're not going to be able to get the laps on the board that they want to. So yeah, splitting them up across the 2 different things gets them a bit of an opportunity to be able to get the laps there and make sure that they get the staging where they want to be for the main race here in both sections. So this is going to be both for the TCR as well as the V8s.
Yeah, so 2 groups there, and I think it's good to split them up here at Winton. It's a new track. I mean, let's have a bit of a chat about that. I mean, very new track there, Dan. Only been on iRacing now for a few weeks, but it is a great Australian track. I've actually been there myself, out there in country Victoria. What do you think you're going to expect out of tonight in terms of the driver experience?
Look, I think iRacing's done a phenomenal job with this. As we know, it's pretty well a staple circuit in Australian motorsport history, and 12 corners, 3 kilometres for the drivers to navigate their way around, and bring it into the digital world now gives guys up in the northern states like Queensland and NT a chance to get down there and have a run. But it's an interesting circuit, especially when you look at how the cars handle around here. It's relatively low speed through the corners. You do have a couple of areas to watch out for. The big notable ones is the exit of turn 2. I'm just watching Blake Warboys there go over the sausage curb. That's going to play havoc coming to supercars. They do not like getting up on there. And then the big one that I've seen around here is the run through turn 5. It's a long left-hander, puts a lot of load on the cars. But if you get it a little wide on entry, you're going to find yourself off in the weeds, and then you're just losing positions hand over fist there. So that'll be critical. The other big talking point, I guess, which will come in the supercar race and we'll keep an eye on later on, will be the entry and exit to pit lane here. So guys will be entering off turn 11 and then exiting right, or entering back into the circuit right before turn 1 there. So that's going to be pretty critical to make those stops count.
Just having a look up there in our leaderboard there, it's a 125.877 for Blake Warboys, who's leading us out in this qualifying session. Remember, we are having the split qualifying. We have split the field in half here, so we are going to see some of those names you used to, like Jack Whittis, will be coming out next. They are not coming out in this session. Good to see Guy Leach rejoining us again for this week as well. And looks like he's back there with a 129 at the moment. So just a little bit further down. We wouldn't like to be in 13th position. We'll see if he can work his way back. Peter B, though, who's made it into the main game, he's up in 5th position at the moment, a 126.478. As you can see him just coming across there. Checking out his last lap time, looks like it was back to a 129. So everyone's sort of pushing hard at the moment. Blake Warboy's leading us there. Then we go back to Cameron Edwards, Callan Gear, Michael Halkitis and Peter B rounding out your top 5. Michael Gore, Ryan Robson back in 7th, Richard Barella in 8th, 9th Stephen Kennedy, and 10th Dylan Sate. So they just need to probably spread themselves out. I don't think we're going to see too much of that drafting around this track. It's not that long when you get around them, especially when you look at the fact that you go through those M's through, obviously we're through turn 6, 7, 8, 9 and down to 10. That's going to be a very tricky section. And I think turn number 5, though, Dan's the one for me where you really have to be careful with that. It's kind of a, you've got to risk it, but if you risk it too much, it's going to be detrimental to your lap.
Exactly. I mean, it is a corner you can go too wide through there if you've got the trust in the driver alongside you. But like I was saying before, if you go that little bit too wide on entry, the car doesn't want to rotate through there and you'll find yourself running the tyre off on the outside and then you'll spin out to the outside there. But you need to be able to get the car to pivot, as we see Dylan Saints just have a massive incident. That's down on turn 2 there. So he's found the other pit lane entry there and bent the car. So not great for him, but yeah, you're right. You've got to get the car slowed, rotate it up over through rollover corner, through the curbs there of turn 6, and then you've got to break it really, really hard for 7, 8, 9. So it's going to be really, really tricky here. And yeah, I think we'll see a lot of the overtake opportunities that are going to come through here, probably down through the likes of turn 10. You might stick a nose in through turn 11, but turn 1's going to be the big one.
So if you look up on screen, you can see the positions there. Someone's just gone to the top there. Peter B's gone to the top, 125.770 on a flying lap. I might go to Calangiri, who's on a bit of a flyer at the moment as well. And we'll have to check this one out. Looks like he's beating his time by about 0.8 of a second there as he goes around currently in 4th place. You can see him sort of bunched up now just as they're going around turn number 6 up to 7 through the M section of this track. I'm quite surprised to see him there. The number 12 in number 12 at the moment is Stephen Kennedy. Now he's got a little bit of a gap to himself, maybe some free air there. He's going to stay in Callan Gear at the moment. We see him go around. He's in 4th position there. Just comes out of the M's now. It's this big run down to turn number 10. Shouldn't be too hard. It's just over 90 degrees there. Pulls the car up nicely. The LNS off-road entry. Getting around in the Audi RS3 LMS. As part of the TCR races here for the NTE series, all thanks to Shannons Insurance for 2022. Just want to see if he can go up a position as he goes back onto the main straight. They've really done well iRacing here, as you can see, with everything in the background, all the graphics that goes with it as well. Up here on the timing board, what can he do? 126.079 for Callan Gear, so does improve on his time there, by the looks of that, but does not go up position. In fact, Cameron Edwards goes up to number 1 now.
Yeah, it's a nice time there from Edwards, 125.62, so he's really found the pace in that car, and he picked it up right through that middle sector of the lap there. It was the quickest by far, 20.56, so he's found something that works very, very well for his driving style there. And interestingly, at the moment, the top 5 positions, all Audis leading the way.
Yeah, just outside that, Michael Halkitis has just moved up in the Hyundai Elantra, 125.876 on that final lap. So puts an Elantra between the Audis, splits them. Callan gear back to 6th. We'll have to see how gear goes, though, because at the moment it looks like he's going to improve on his 126.079 from earlier. So we look down the field. Guy Leach out there. He's made a bit of a move up there in the Hyundai Elantra as well, up to position number 8. Looks like he's on a good lap as well. Want to see as he goes around position number 9. So he is just coming out of the M's at the moment. Blake Warboys, how's he going? Looks like he might be able to improve a little bit. It might not be enough, though, to get him over. Just waiting to see if he stays in position number 4 there. So can't improve on his time. Last lap was a 126. He has done a 125. Michael Gore in 7th position. How does he go as he crosses it?
Callan's just bumped himself up now to 2nd position.
Yeah, that's another good run from him, isn't it? So they're moving around a bit here as we go through our Group A of qualifying for the Shannons Insurance NTE Series, a TCR race from our mystery round, the penultimate round, as Tegan put it. Second last round of what has been another fantastic season, all thanks to Shannons Insurance. We are in the Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tune qualifying session here at the moment. Michael Gore up on your screen in position number 7. Bradley Minchell back joining us here in the Hyundai Elantra as well. And I'm just going to have a sneaky look just in case, because we did have him set up to be on the webcam. And I'm just going to see if he's logged into that one. Maybe he's not. Hiding himself, keeping a secret there to what his sim is. That's all right. We got Michael Gore. I checked in on him earlier. See how he's going 7th position at the moment.
The filthy mo. Hashtag filthy mo.
That's what it is. Hashtag. It's like a broom. I think I could sweep the floor of my house with that.
Look at it go. He's got the virtual reality goggles on, and he's got the 2 tubes there, just providing a bit of coolness to him, and the gloves on. He's doing such a good job.
I want to know if he spins the car out. Does his wife or his partner put smoke in there so he gets the simulation of some tyre smoke? At the end of the night, does he just burn a bit of rubber? Oh, Stephen Kennedy looks like he's on a bit of a run in the pits at the moment, so I'll take that back. That's why my timing screen's coming up saying that he's a little bit under. Michael Halkitis is improving still. Position number 5 at the moment. He's dropped back a couple as we've seen a few people. Blake Warboys has gone to number 1 with a 125.549.
We need to keep a look at this run for Halkitis. He went purple sector 1 this lap as well. It was an 18.89. Quickest of anybody around here at the moment. So maybe not the best exit there through turn 12.
Yeah, Michael Halkitis looks like he's lost a little bit of time on this one. He might not make it any faster. No, that's off the thing. Guy Leach is on a bit of a run at the moment. They're up to P6 now. You can see he's just starting to get the rhythm there in that Hyundai Elantra. Surprisingly enough, I saw a lot of these Hyundai N-Series cars at World Time Attack this weekend, and they are getting quicker and quicker. Can Guy Leach go there? He's coming around. Won't be too far off in position number 6. Just goes through turn number 10, heading up to turn number 11. Might stay on him in the cool drive entry for a second, because judging by my time screen, he is a little bit faster than his previous lap. Can he go better than P6? He needs to push himself up. Remembering this is Group A, so Group B still to come, and noting that names like Jack Widdis are in there. Malqueen will be in there as well. So thinking about that, you'd expect you're going to need to get in the top 2 or 3 here if you want to try and make that top 10.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting for the guys too. You can have a look at it in 2 ways. As the groups are split up, you can be in the top 10 in your group, and that makes it made it a little bit higher in the qualifying session. But at the same time, that then makes you know, if you're 2, you're technically 4. So it is a bit challenging. The guys are going to have to do all they can to make sure they move their way forward, because as you're not competing with some of the other guys who might be up there around the times that you're trying to put together, it can be a bit challenging. So be interesting to see what the guys can do here and what times they can put together as they move through this qualifying session, thanks to Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tuning.
Blake Warboy still sitting up number 1 as he comes around to complete another lap. And can he go a little bit faster? No, he doesn't that time. So fastest lap still a 125.549. He was just off of that one. Just behind. Michael Halkitis
Looks like he's got another bit of a flyer as well, maybe just pushing very hard at the moment. Cameron Edwards, what can he do? Can he go to number 1 at the moment as he crosses the start-finish line? Stays in P2. There are 1:27, so a couple of seconds off the time that he needed to be at. Richard Barella slowing down somewhere as well. Looks like he's going into the pits.
Looking pretty good there in the Honda. Nice run out through turn 10 there. A little bit of traffic ahead though that need to keep an eye on. That's Michael Kiedis just ahead of him. So hopefully no interruptions through the remainder of the lap.
Simon Farrington's coming out in this session now, trying to get a lap in. He's done a 1:28.605. Can he go a little bit faster? We'll have to wait and find out. Back in P14. Shane Ewan's there with him, but he looks like he is in the pits at the moment as well. Group A at the moment are qualifying in the TCR race of the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. Round number 4 from Winton Motor Raceway in Victoria. Great new track to have on iRacing, and it looks like he is not going to improve 1:28.824 on the last lap to 1:28.605 as his fastest. Nick Sutton, before we've seen him get spun out a little bit, maybe a little bit of contact as he comes around in position number 13 at the moment. The higher power Hyundai entered here. And he goes a 1:28. He did do 1:27 previously. It's going to be his better time. Just having a look, seeing how Peter B's going at the moment. The Italian stallion as he crosses the finish line. He might be on an outlap actually there. And he goes off in the dirt as well. So that's very, very unfortunate for Peter B. Let's get back on board with Michael Kiedis. He's been very impressive in this qualifying session at the moment. In P number 4. Normally hovers around that 10 mark, I suppose, in the high top 10s, maybe the low teens normally. Bit of a silent achiever, Michael Kiedis, in the Yingwati entry. What do you think of the pressure here, Dan, when you've got a Group A, Group B now? You come out in Group A, how hard do you push? So Blake Warboys at the moment, he just continually keeps pushing. He's in P number 1, he's got a 1:25.549. Is that going to be enough to hold out the likes of Jack Widdis, Damon Mulqueen, Nathan Norman?
Look, you got to go hammer and tong throughout the qualifying session. Just as we get the checker flag out now for Group A, Michael Kiedis just gets himself now up into second position. So he had a great run to the end of his lap there. But you can't leave anything on the table. You've got to push it as hard as you can. We already saw the guys almost getting into a bit of a race scenario there with a little bit of bump and run through the middle sector of the lap about 5 minutes ago there. So, yeah, you got to press for it. As far as the guys coming out second, however, it's a great yardstick for you to know what you need to be beating. And these guys now have raced alongside each other for quite a few seasons. They know who their sort of main competitor is. And the last thing they're going to want is to finish behind them in a split qualifying. So I think when we get the next group out, we're going to see the likes of Widdis. Probably, he's going to have a solid target to chase down. A 1:25.28 is not a slow time around this circuit, especially in the TCR cars. And we looked at practice before, it dropped into the or the very low 1:26s. So it's a big challenge now to push that car that little bit further.
Yeah, he just did that last lap, Blake Warboys there, didn't he? A 1:25.27 now. So he just dropped himself out a couple of tenths of a second on that one. As we can see, the checker flag out now is for the Group A qualifying session. So we've got some big names still to come, including the man himself who runs Pecky's Performance. Mark Peck now about to come out for the Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tune in this second session, number B. Tegan, give us a hot tip. What socks has he got on tonight?
Well, here's the thing. They've shut down Flip Out in Darwin, but I've heard Dad talk about how he's driven through Winton before, so I think he's probably going to have some big things coming on here. So I don't want to call it too early, but I'm going to say quick time, Mark Peck.
Do you reckon he bought the rest of the socks? He said, look, you're leaving, I want to buy the socks.
If you're not going to be here anymore, I'll have the rest of the stocks.
Let's have a look at some of our winners here from round number 2. As you can see, Jack Widdis got the win there in the TCR and the supercar. It was Justin McLean who got second in the TCR, Sam Dicker in third. When it came to the supercars after Jack Widdis and his dominance performance in round number 3, it was Damon Mulqueen who ended up second in the supercar, and Blake Warboys who got on the podium there to round out our supercar race from round number 3 at Watkins Glen. Very interesting racing there, and we'll have to wait and see how those boys trade some. It's called trading paints, isn't it? That's what it's called.
Well, you're always trading paints.
And of course, driver of the day last week went to Ray Oliver. Started in position number 10, ended up in position number 6 there in race number 1, which was a hard-fought TCR race. And in the V8s, he went from position number 18 up to P10. So a nice one there from the Mindset Mustang to make it all the way there. So driver of the day, the $25 iRacing credit, all thanks to Auto Inspections and Road Services NT.
Yeah, cracking round there for Ray Oliver. He did a great job to move his way through both the TCR and the V8 rounds. So be interested to see what he can do here through round number 4 of the Shannons Insurance NT Series. As we get ready to get into section number 2 of the Package Performance and Dyno Tune qualifying session, guys, I think it's going to be pretty cool to see exactly who puts what sort of time together and what we have going on for the main race.
Well, I've just gone straight on to Jack Widders because he has led us out and he's going to get started on his first flying lap here. What is he going to lay down for his first lap? Blake Warboys, a 1:25.275. Group B now out on track. He's followed very closely behind him, waiting to see who that might be just behind him. I would love for it to be... it's a shame we don't have Blake Warboys and Jack Widders in the same group because I think we're going to have a big fight in our hands this week.
Those drivers really, get the elbows out, as I'm saying, second to last race of the season. All the points count there, and any opportunity you miss is one you're never going to get a crack at again. Widders at the moment for the first lap was a 19.36 through that first sector, so a couple of tenths slower, but we did see the pace sort of evolve over the course of the qualifying session for Group A there, so we're expecting probably similar style to happen here as Widders just slows it up a little bit, maybe looking for a draft opportunity now.
Yeah, he lets Mulqueen go in front, which is very interesting. So he's obviously not on the flying lap that I probably would have thought they would have taken off the first time. Let's have a look at the sector times there. Not too many people pushing hard at the moment. Dean Powell's back in the Hyundai Elantra. Good to see him joining us for another week here of the NTE series. The boss is back, JB, in the 100. Just going to get his first lap in. I don't think this will be a representative time there as he goes P15, which not too bad for him to start off. He didn't have the greatest of qualifying the last week, and that's what's most important. You need to get the qualifying down to keep yourself out of that sort of messy midfield, I suppose. We saw a bit of trading paints last week, and hopefully we're not going to see too much of that this week. Very tight track though, Dan, so it's going to be super hard for overtaking.
It's going to be really, really tricky. The guys just need to get in there and make the move decisive when they do it. You can't really have that sort of half lunge option, otherwise it's going to end in disaster for both cars there. So you've got to make those moves really, really count if you want to work your way through. For the first opening lap, however, Mulqueen gets himself up to P9, so we saw him just work past Blake Warboys there just at the end of that first lap. So he did a 1:26.29 there, so that was not a bad turn of speed. Widders by comparison, we saw him slowing down. He did a 1:27.67, so plenty of pace still left in that Audi for Jack.
And he's just working his way, trying to find that happy spot where he wants to be. Maybe it's this one here. He might have a bit of clean air in front. I'm sure he's got a spotter somewhere in the background, having a bit of a look at what is going on. Ash Barella just in the background. They're all sort of lining themselves up. The burnout king, of course, Tommy Orton from Roadrunner NT, is back. And yes, I do have it on good authority. He has found the key to the skid pan tonight, and he will be getting in there later on.
See, Mulqueen now gets himself up into second position there. So a great lap from him, 25.52. Jack Widders still not making a count. I think he might have had a little bit of contact throughout that run because he hasn't progressed his time. Currently sitting down in 22nd spot.
Good to see Neil Woodburn out for round number 4 here. A new look Honda Civic Type R. Mulqueen, though, looks to be on another run here. Might just jump on board for him just a second, have a look around this track. Coming up to the final couple of corners. Really careful not to push it out on the dirt there. What do we reckon, Dan? Can he do it? 125.519 at the moment. He needs to get 0.3 of a second. Does he make it happen on this lap? Does Mulqueen go to number 1? No.
Missed it by a fraction, but he has got now the purple sector 4 there, so the final sector of the lap looking very, very handy for himself. Jack Wood is still struggling down there in 23rd position, the current points leader, so a lot of work for him left to do to get this qualifying sorted out. Justin McLean looking pretty decent at the moment as well. He's now inside the top 10 there in 9th position, the 1.584 in last time through.
Now, Nathan Norman, he was leading the point score coming into last round, so he can definitely steer behind the wheel. Hasn't been dominating when it comes to number 1s, but definitely been hovering around that podium up until last round. It would just, you do have some off weeks. Maybe you've got a track that you're not too comfortable with. Of course, the Transport Equipment Hire entry there, the Honda Civic. The moment in P10, and that'll see him just going through the M's, but he's caught up in a lot of traffic, and you see that backing off now. Very hard. You need to find that clean space at the moment. Dean Powell now looking to be on a bit of a runner. The West Orange Motors, Hyundai Elantra. It's all about getting caught up now. If you've got a very similar pace car, slightly faster, you might be able to get that draft, but if you get in the wrong type of crowd or you just get in the front of the car, it might unsettle you a little bit, maybe put you offline. Especially if you're waiting to overtake and they decide they're going to abort the run, and then you decide, no, I'm not ready. I've got to go around this car now. A very quick decision needs to be made. Powell there stays there in position. Oh, no, he goes up. Position number 7 there, a 125.680. That's a big improvement, up 8 spots. In the meantime, Mulqueen's gone to number 1, a 125.086. Even JB, look at him in position number 4, 125.605, and that was a couple of laps ago. So they're all starting to work their way in there now. Dean Powell in 7th, like we said, just starting to push some of those names. Jack Widdis up in 11, but he needs to go a lot faster if he wants to. Caught up in traffic now against Mark Peck. Of course, the Peggy's Performance and Dyno Tune. Qualifying session, Group Number B here for the TCR race as part of the 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series.
For Jack there was just a slight little bit of contact between himself and Mark there as they worked their way through turn 2, because I don't know whether this is going to count all the way there, but he's really not let go of the rear bumper of the Peggy's Performance Audi there as he works his way through. Might be able to get the move done now just on the inside, so that gives him a little bit of room. But I think the big takeaway, guys, that I've seen so far, now we've had the split qualifying we've talked about quite a bit now, but everyone's still very, very bunched up. No one's really found a lot of space in order to set the laps that they want to do, other than maybe Damon Mulqueen.
Yeah, I think it's about a bit of clear space here at the moment, as you can see. Good to see everyone's getting out now. Chat Tim Gracie. Go Damon Mulqueen. Do it for the Kiwis, brothers. Come on, bro. Big shout out to Tommy Orton. 30th birthday. Well, won't the celebrations happen when he gets out onto the skid pan? He's found the keys, and we're going to let him go later tonight when racing is over and done. We'll find him for a happy 30th for the big Tommy Orton. Ray Oliver's just having a look on board there. A 125.805. It's his fastest time. Goes up to 12th fastest. Jack Widdis coming around now. How does he go? He's been pushed back to 13th at the moment. Just waiting for it all to update there. He's with a 125.887. When you think about that, that's 0.8 of a second takes you from first all the way back down to 13th. Now, this nice little stoush that he had with Damon Mulqueen last week, he's going to have to do a lot better in qualifying if we want to continue that on. Blake Warboy still there in position number 2. He was out of Group A. Michael Haukitis was out of Group A as well. Did really well. Jake Burgess not too far behind him in the 4th position there. Just joined us back on track as well. So they've gone in, obviously made maybe some fresh tyres. Different fuel. They are very bunched up though, aren't they, Tegan? Like, look at that on the track map. A lot of them sitting in pit lane, but still from position 6 back to position 1, not much there. Be very interesting to see if they try and spread this out, or whether there is a little bit of teamwork going on with some drafting.
Yeah, tough thing for them all is trying to work out how to get your best qualifying lap on with only 15 minutes to get the job done. And as you said, you can see all of them just quite close when it comes to where they are on the track. And I think this is going to be something that's going to be interesting to watch as we get through the main race. There could be a lot of positions changed up throughout the race as they come out there in the qualifying.
Just saw there, Jack Whittis goes to position number 3 up there. And look at that, he's only 0.02 of a second off Blake Warboys. They are neck and neck, a 125.277 there to get him into P number 2. Pushes Michael Halkitis down into, well, he'll be alongside him in the second row if it stays this way. But I think Jack Whittis now just starting to find his groove out there. What's he going to do, Damon Mulqueen? How does he fire back? Does he try and get a little bit further in front? Because it looks like Jack Whittis is just getting to wind up now. He's like a rubber band. Wind him up and let him loose.
Yeah, might definitely be able to do that. We just had a word through from P. Banky as well, saying it's taking on average around 4 laps for the tyres to come in, so that might account for some of that delayed pace that we've seen from Jack there as well. As trying to work our way through. Mulqueen still not leaving anything on the table. He's using the curbs all the way around this circuit. Now we've got a very slow car too. That might be Mark Peck down off turn 10. Looks like he's able to get that car moving as well, so I'm sure there's any major damage on board the Audi there, but slow moving car down towards turn 11 at the moment.
Oh, John Van Reed just goes sideways, stalls the car out. Hopefully he can keep that one rolling, reset himself. We're just looking for a safe entry. That's really what we want when he comes back onto the track. A nice safe entry there for all drivers. He lets him go past Martin Ray Oliver that just went by very quickly there at the moment. Blake Warboy still holding on to that position at number 2, and we might look through the field. Justin McLean in 7th position at the moment. Pushing hard, he's got a car right behind. Is that Damon Mulqueen behind him? Might be. Could they be working together? Jake Burgess back in 5th position now, but it looks like he's has a bit of a lap going as well as I look up on the timing board. Remember, you can check out all of our timing. Just go to the website, www.nteseries.com.au, and go to the live timing tab if you want to check that one out. Of course, we do have our YouTube channel there. Everything's there. And if you want to see what the results are, you can follow through with that at the same time. So the results screen is there if you want to have a look at that one too. And at the moment, it's Jack Whittis leading the championship there. And he has won 5 out of 6 races so far and a strong lead at 810 points. Damon Mulqueen in second with 645 as contacts made there. Justin McLean comes round. I'm just trying to see who that is that he's made contact with in the background. So the car may have exited there as they head on back to the pits and get started again. JB, as he comes around, can he improve on his lap time? A 125.7 this time to 125.6 from his previous best. He's not going to get it done this time. Nathan Norman, can he fight his way back into this championship after leading, coming into round number 3? Can he claw that back? He's dropped back down to 5th position in the championship with 567 points. You know, it's 250 points to catch up to Jack Whittis, but it's not unachievable. We've got 4 races still to go. Jack Whittis doesn't mean he's going to win them all. He's in 3rd position already just for qualifying. He hasn't done a number 1 yet. I say yet, we've still got 11 minutes left in this qualifying session.
Yeah, it's important that you make there, Matty, is we're in the 4th round of the NTE series for 2022, but the overall thing there is that there's 4 races to go, so there's so many points left to gain, and what we talked about before is that you've got to be in both the TCR and the V8 race to actually make it and to get the points. So for someone like Nathan Norman, who's dropped back a little bit in the overall point score, he could still make his way forward with 4 races still to go. And, you know, being in the top 10 in the Peggy's performance and Dyno tuning qualifying session right now could still mean that he could make his way up to the pointy end of the point score here.
Yep, you're still in with a chance as he looks to head into the pits there for Nathan Norman, still in P number 10. Neil Woodburn back in position number 20 there. I thought that bit of curb, he might have thrown that car out sideways. Someone in front just doing a roll. No, he's on the dirt. We've given him the camera curse. Put him on camera, curse him. The 6X3, the New Look Homes Honda Civic Type R. Ray Oliver, our driver of the day from round number 3. All thanks to Airs NT. Driving this one around. Can he go? Position number 13. He might be a little bit quicker than his previous lap. It's a 125.805. Can he do any better? 125.771. Is that what I'm seeing up on screen? Yes, he can improve, but it's not going to put him into position number 12. Peter B, the Italian stallion, will hold on to that by 1,000ths of a second.
was just having a look at Witters here on the timing and scoring at the moment. He just set a purple second sector, and then just had a moment there up in towards turn 7. So that's unfortunately aborted this lap. He's going to have to get back underway. Damon Mulqueen now has responded. He's dipped down below a 25 at 124.925. That's a cracking lap at this late stage of the qualifying session.
How do you do a 124 around here? Like, that is insane. You think it'd be a big advantage if he can hold Jack Witters out to the second row of the grid. He's going to be in front of him, which would take a little bit of pressure coming into turn number 1, but it just seems he's got a little bit of advantage. Maybe the difference is we saw so many of those Audis in the first session dominating. Maybe the Hyundais, though, have just got a little bit better balance when it comes here to Winton, especially going through this M section.
Yeah, quite possibly. The thing is, so far this season, we've seen Mulqueen being very, very good on the one-lap pace and qualifying in particular. The next big challenge for him, if he's able to maintain and hold the current temporary pole position, is then getting the car off the line. He hasn't really been that great, unfortunately, so far at converting those opportunities off the top of the grid. So tonight's going to really, really be critical for him to do that.
Just waiting to see if we get a better time there out of Ray Oliver, and it looks like it's not going to be as fast as it has been. Ash Barella getting around there, starting to slow down just a little bit. Looks like our checkered flag is coming out for our Group B now. So checkered flag coming out for our Group B, as we will reset to wait to see how that is set up for our qualifying session here for the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. So they'll all start to head in. Big happy 30th to Tommy Orton out there in the Honda Elantra tonight in the TCR race. Maybe, just maybe, he's going to stay up past 8 p.m. We'll have to ask somebody if he's allowed to. Nathan Brown back in 17 as well, as you can see on the side there. Damon Mulqueen, that incredible time there, a 124.925. And we've only got Ray Oliver out on track at the moment. Looks like that's going to be a slow lap as well. So the cars all starting to come in. They've been called in by race control. It's good to have 24/7 race control working with us again for this penultimate round here of the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. The Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tune qualifying session now rounding out as our Group B start to head in. You can see there Damon Mulqueen number 1, Blake Warboys in 2, Jack Witters in 3. Will be on the second row with Michael Halkitis alongside, Jake Burgess in 5th, Cameron Edwards in 6th, Justin McLean in 7th, Dean Powell in 8th, Callan Gear in 9th, and Nathan Norman just slots into the top 10. And how is he going to go? Trying to claw back his way into this championship, back in 5th now after that round number 3 of racing that he will just not want to remember. Let's go and have a look at our qualifying results here now in the TCR race after Group A and Group B have both been out on track. And there it is, Damon Mulqueen up there, that 124.925. No one could get in the 124s except him. Blake Warboys in 2nd, Jack Witters 3rd. Michael Halkitis did really well to get 4th. JB clawed his way in there in 5th position. Cameron Edwards in 6th, Justin McLean in 7th, Dean Powell now in 8th, Callan Gear in 9th, Nathan Norman 10th, Guy Leach in 11th, he got up there a little bit further up there in the qualifying order, but unfortunately pushed back to 11th. Peter B, the Italian stallion, coming onto the scene in round number 4 and doing a nice job in 12th position. Ray Oliver in 13th, Ash Barella in 14th, Tommy Orton in 15th, Ryan Robson, Deborah's in 16th, Nathan Norman in 17th, Bradley Mitchell in 18th, Rossi Johnson 19th, Neil Woodburn 20th, Michael Gore back in 21st, Richard Barella in 22nd, Stephen Kennedy 23rd, Dylan Sates back in 24th, and we could see him sliding around the track there, looking very uncomfortable. Mitch Strzelecki in 25th, Kevin Norman back in 26th, Nick Sutton in 27th in the high power NT entry, Timmy Driscoll in 28th, Mark Peck holding on with the Sox in 29th, Simon Farrington in 30th, John Van Ree in 31st, Shane Newman's back in 32nd, and then you can see our race control vehicles ready to get out there if something does go wrong. Well, there are our qualifying results here for the Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tuning session for the TCR race, our penultimate round here of the NTE Series for 2022, and we have got ourselves a little bit of a warm-up session at the moment. We're going to grab a couple of words from our fantastic sponsors here from the NTE Series and be back with you in just a couple of moments.
Looking for an easy option for equipment or plant hire? Hire Power NT staff have over 40 years experience in the Territory and are now located in 3 convenient locations. With quality customer service and extensive product knowledge, why would you use anyone else? You'll find us in Yarrawonga, Winnelli and Katherine with the latest, most up-to-date equipment for the local tradie and DIY enthusiast. Call us today for all your equipment and plant hire needs. We've got it, or we'll get it.
The 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series is back with a new challenge, all thanks to our series sponsors. Shannons Insurance, Techies Performance and Dyno Tuning, Mansell Photography, NP Style Signage and Graphics, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Higher Power NT, Pool Guys Adelaide, Pool Drive, and Maddicab Media.
We definitely could not come back for our 3rd year running if we didn't have these fantastic supporters behind us here for the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. A couple of other things happening though as we get warmed up before our TCR race. This is just a little bit of a warm-up session with a couple of minutes there. The ENK Racing, don't forget you can win yourself 1 of 3 hot passes to go to the Darwin Supercars from the 17th and 19th of June. It's not airfares included. It is find your own way there, but once you get there, they'll look after your private pit tour and, of course, hang out with the number 26 ENK Racing Improved Production car. All you have to do is share the post and like the ENK Racing Facebook page, and you're in the draw, so make sure you get that one. It's very easy. What happens if you're Tegan? Like, if you win it, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, you got to provide your own flights up to Darwin, but what a great weekend you can have up there when you talk about the Darwin V8 round. It's the best you could actually have.
It definitely is. And forget all of our prize money here as well for all the competitors who have joined us here for the 2022 season. $200 for the first overall, $150 for third. Best presented, all thanks to Higher Power for best presented Holden and Ford when it comes to the supercars. Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, of course, we saw we give away that $25 iRacing credits per round. That was Ray Oliver last round. The best and fairest, all thanks to West Oz Roof Restorations. We see some distractions in the background. Everyone making a bit of contact here in our warm-up session. $150 cash, all thanks to West Oz Roof Restorations. The Pool Guys, Adelaide, for the most improved $80. And, of course, if you don't make it, $50. So it's all right to be down the end. $50 back.
You'd take it, wouldn't you, Matty?
I'll take that any day of the week. That is a, what do you call that? That's a carton of beer to get over your sorrows.
Yeah, well. I mean, I've been asking Jake for $50 and he won't give it to me.
Oh, no, he's so tight. Don't forget also, we got the Breaking Late podcast, and they'll be catching up with all the winners from our previous rounds. It is the official podcast of the NTE Series each and every Thursday night during the season. And we're talking to our wildcard entries as well and talk about the championship standings. They'll dissect that piece by piece. A lot more than what we'll do in a very short broadcast. Is the wall. Look, no one cares. They're smashing the wall now. It's just a bit of fun. The session looks like that is run and done. The warm-up session. Some people have chosen not to take a break. They didn't want to take their hands off the wheel. They wanted to maintain, I suppose, a bit of fun while we were out there and just keep that sort of rolling over. Be interesting to see what they're all thinking. Don't forget, if you want to follow us on the live timing, you can go to the website, all the W's, nteseries.com.au. We've got a split qualifying tonight as well. And you can see Group A, Group B. We're getting started for our TCR race, but this is going to carry over into our V8s as well. Let's have a look as we line them up. And number 1, Damon Mulqueen, already set to go here. It is almost time to get underway for the penultimate race in the TCR section of the NTE Series. The silence.
Yeah, good area for Damien Mulqueen to be starting off in. He's been pretty good in the TCR so far, Matty Cav, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do here in the final race before we get into the final round of the TCR rounds for the NTE Series for 2022.
Here we go, waiting for race control to get this underway. Yellow lights at the moment. This one, Jack Widdis is behind him, though, in row number 2. So Jack Widdis is going to have to chase up his formidable opponent, Damon Mulqueen, in front. The lights are up. There we go, green light, and we're underway. And look at that, Mulqueen with an issue. Jack Widdis goes around the outside. Michael Halkitis could be the big winner out of this one. Blake Warboys maybe takes the lead. Look at that, out of position number 2. They're quite a way back to those two. Oh, contact made, contact made.
Was that Wittes? Wittes has gone around.
Get on board. Hopefully I've got on board with Wittes here. He's moving around on my screen, so I'm losing him very, very quickly. Bit further back. Oh, Cullen Gear was off as well. Don't know if Tommy Orton caught up in that. Maybe not. Maybe we can go back. Oh, look at that. More contact made as well. That might be Ash Barella, is it? There is lots to unfold here. No, there we go. Look, more contact. Oh, it's all happening here at the moment. So many people involved in that one. I'll tell you what.
Well, the big one out of all that was our current championship leader, Jake Wittes, getting touched up about 3 times there on the start. We saw Mulqueen have a massive dip as well. He didn't get the car off the line, and unfortunately he finds himself back in 4th position from the pole. Blake Warboy's done a hell of a job there, as Michael Akitis makes a different moment just off turn 10.
It gives Mulqueen a nice opportunity to get into position number 3. They're all banked up behind him though. So we go down. Peter B moved up into 7th position in the number 50 car, the Audi RS3. Ray Oliver, another good one there at the moment, up 5 positions. So quite a few of them have moved up there. JB's another one who got caught up, I think, in that. He's back in 17th position now. They have said how hard it is to actually get these TCR cars off the line. A few of the drivers have commented before. Oh, who's that launching in the background? That's Ryan Robson, I reckon. Let's have a look and see if we can get that one. That was some big air. Did he get sideways here, Robson? Just came out wide. Oh, impressive shot.
Sausage curve there. Oh, who was in the background as well, launching it as well? There's another car getting up there as well.
We're going to have to watch that corner. That's what we're going to have to do. It's going to be on our radar tonight. Battle for 2nd position, though. Damon Mulqueen working back after that. What was not the best start he's ever had. Guy Leach back in position number 10 now. He's sort of caught up in this little battle pack, the cool drive entry. He's right in the back of Ash Barella in position number 10. He's up 1 position. Look at this. Kevin Norman, who was way down the back in the flat-out karts entry now, is in position number 14 out of 26. That is a big improvement.
He navigated as well his way through all that carnage on the opening lap very, very well there. That's 12 spots gained for him. Wittes, we saw have his big moment earlier on. He's all the way back there now in 20th position. Just getting a move done there on Mark Peck. So a lot of work for him to do, and still a lot of championship repercussions if he's not able to get this one further up the line. Looks like Michael Gore will be our first driver to potentially be out of this race. He had a big incident down at turn 11 as well with Dylan Saints, and that car already in the lane.
Not good what we're hearing there. Up 4 positions though, Cameron Edwards. That was a ripper start from him. 4 positions gained there, and it was just how you get these cars off the line is very crucial with the TCR cars. Peter B and Cucci in the background though. Peter B, the Italian stallion, doing a nice job just holding off Ray Oliver there in the background. I think we get on with Mulqueen. We'll have to be able to see how close behind they are at the moment. Cameron Edwards probably has the pace there just to hold him out. I know Mulqueen on a flying lap without traffic would probably be a slight bit faster. We saw that in qualifying, how quick he was, the only one to do a 124. But now you've got traffic to contend with. Blake Warboys taking a big advantage out of this one, remembering it's a 20-minute race. We've got just over 15 and a half minutes left remaining in this race, and we finished the lap that we have started off. So it could go another lap after that. 4 laps now completed by our lead cars.
That was a great look there at the onboard there from Mulqueen, just working the way through turn 1 and 2. But Blake Warboy's done a phenomenal job. It's the quickest lap last time by for him, 1:26.28. He's already extended that gap out now to 2.5 seconds.
So it's Peter B there. You can see it's only 1/10 of a second. Right on the back there, Ray Oliver doing everything he can in the mindset. Honda So much curb there from Peter B, the Italian stallion. Oh, contact made. He's turned around. He was using a lot of curb at this stage, though. That is the thing. So much curb. Ray Oliver comes around. It's in the background there. We didn't quite grab it.
It's a hard one, though, because the run through 5 and 6 is really tricky to get these cars turned in and across there. It looked like for Mike, unfortunately, ran a little bit wide, picked up that curve, and then we saw Oliver down the inside there. Got the nose halfway through, and unfortunately the other car turning down on him. So a bit of a tough spot to be, but you can definitely make those overtakes work in that location. You see Mulqueen now right on the back end of our second place man, Cameron Edwards, and actually Michael Akitas bringing himself back into contention here for potentially to get into second spot as well.
Yeah, I was looking at Michael Akitas. He's doing a fantastic job tonight. A big battle going on back here a little bit further, though. But Nathan Norman, Ray Oliver's just gone through. It's Ash Barella, then Guy Leach not too far behind, and Ryan Robson hanging off the back of this little battle pack. Oh, look at this. Guy Leach now trying to make a move there on Ash Barella. Can he get it done? The cool drive entry. Can he go another position? He's already up. Well, think of this. Ash Barella's up 7 positions at the moment. Well, he had to go down the inside, didn't he? Didn't quite make that stick, and Ryan Robson now going to put the nose in the background as well. A little bit of a dive down there. Guy Leach should get a good run out of this one, though. Different entry into it. Nice exit there in the cool drive. It's definitely all happening back here in from 6th position down. Look at these 4 cars. All battling it out. Ray Oliver there, Ash Barella there, 6/10, well nearly 7/10 of a second behind. And it's 5/10 back to Guy Leach, another 5/10 back to Ryan Robson. That'll start to close up as they go through these corners. Head on to the main straight. A good run down here could help any of them. Trying to break that draft. Ash Barella moves over. Guy Leach follows him. So we'll look at where else we are down the pack. Rossi Johnson now stuck in 11th position here at the moment. For such a small track, I'm surprised how much some of these cars have actually spread out down.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little bit of a gap sort of from the mid-pack down, but we're seeing some good 2 and 3 car battles really starting to form up as a lot of these guys now just get into that little bit of a Constantina effect as they work their way through. We just have a look there at Tommy Orton and...
JB, mate, the boss. You can call him ScoMo, right the boss. Oh, who's that off in the background? Oh, no.
Leach.
Guy Leach. I'm going to see if I can grab that up on my event screen there. He has gone off the track. That is unfortunate.
I think Leach is losing the back end there. Check out with that. We'll bring it back up. But Orton doing a good job here with the pressure being applied to him. That being said, he might have just put the mockers on him there through turn 10.
Well, JB had done a shocking start from him. He moved back so many positions. Now he's back up to position number 12, but he's still down 7 from where he started, back in 5th position on the start of the grid. Peter B's had a moment as well because he's now back in 14th position with Guy Leach. So they may have made contact in that one. That may have been the 2 cars that made contact causing that. No, went off. Oh, and in the background there, I'm trying to see if that's Neil Woodburn. See if we can get an instant replay on that one just to have a look here at what went on. Might have just overshot the corner. No one around. Contact hasn't been made.
663 has a drive-through penalty for contact on lap 1.
Oh, there we go.
Well, we were checking that out. Mulqueen now gets himself back up into 2nd position there, and Michael Akitas followed him through. Comes up into 3rd. Cameron Edwards dropping there down in 4th spot now.
Well, our leader still out in front, got himself a nice little lead there at the moment. 5. Look at this. Blake Warboys out in front, and that is 5-second lead over Damon Mulqueen. 5 seconds. So him and Michael Akitas still battling it out. There's 1 second between them. Just opened up. He's got to watch out for Cameron Edwards now, Michael Akitas. Really needs to be worried about that one. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Couple of race control messages starting to come through. Jack Wittes there looks like he has a racing incident with car 642. Damon Mulqueen, they're going to call that a racing incident.
So I think Keita's just fallen off a little bit off Mulqueen here now in that third position. Gap just hovering around the 1.2 second range. And Cameron Edwards is going to start coming under all sorts of pressure now by Nathan Norman there for the battle for fourth position. You see the Honda closing in to get involved in that. These guys are all trying to chase down Blake Warboys out front. 5.5 seconds. He's really just found the next gear and moved on, hasn't he?
Oh, it's a huge gap that he's opened up. Huge gap. Blake Warboys. Big advantage there, I think, on that start. I mean, just run with it. Run away. You've got 8.5 minutes left. Damon Mulqueen could do it. He's very, very quick. And now that he's got a little bit of free air, be very, very careful. So you've got to start putting those back-to-back qualifying laps together there for Blake Warboys.
Yeah, but at the moment, though, Warboy's the only driver currently in the 125s there. 125.75 last time by. Mulqueen now just matches him. So similar pace for him as well. Purple sector 2 coming through, and we just heard car 99 also over race control will have a drive-through penalty. That's Nathan Norm. Pick up the car number, but 99 in for a pit lane penalty.
Yes, that's Peter Biancucci, the Italian stallion, and 99 will be. I wonder whether that might be. Ooh, I can't see.
It's Ray Oliver.
It's Ray Oliver. That's poor Ray after last week. What a race he had. We did see that shunt though, unfortunately. We did see that using a lot of the curbing there from Peter B, and Ray Oliver did make some pretty heavy contact. So race control getting through that at the moment. Oh, contact made in the background there. I'm just trying to see who that was. Is that JB? And no, it's the Audi. So these two are starting to get into it. Might have been Dean Power there and Rossi Johnson there just made a little bit of contact. Trading paints, we like to call it. Trading paints. It's not just used for your liveries on iRacing. It's a terminology used when we have a bit of bump and run. See Ryan Robson in 7th position having a strong night here. Up 9 positions at the moment. Bradley Minchell just behind him. See if Bradley Mitchell's joined us in the webcam, whether he's loaded his webcam up for us tonight. Don't think he has. He hasn't got on the link. Oh, no, there he is. Bradley Minchell. Getting around, got the VR goggles on. Look how good that... He's got himself a good dedicated room there, Dan. Even got a rear passenger seat. He could be an Uber iRacing.
Well, not a bad idea. It's a good looking setup that he's got there, though. A lot of guys really starting to take on the VR goggle opportunity and really immerse themselves to the in-car to jump on board to have a look through turn 7. Starts to really supply the pressure on that. Ryan Robson just ahead there. So, yeah, the guys looking really, really well. And I think VR definitely a way to go, especially as both GPU and CPU horsepower really starts to ramp up with some of the new hardware coming out.
Look, it's a big advantage, I think, if you like it. Some people, though, it does not go well with the stomach. I think it gets you a bit off balance. And, yeah, it's maybe not what you want. He's going to be stuck in this little battle now with Ryan Robson just out in front. Remember, we've only got 5 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. Can he get the move done? At some point, he's going to have a go. Jack Wittes just slowly working his way back through the field up to position number 13 after that horrific start where he just got bumped around like a pinball machine in the end. You really don't want to get caught up in that scrappy sort of area there when they're 2 and 3 wide in the first couple of corners. Remembering the reason we split them for qualifying was just the size of the track. It's not that big. It's not super wide in some sections. And now we're going to, although we had them apart in qualifying so they can set a fantastic time, we then put them all together in the race.
towards that sort of fireworks come, as we saw on that opening lap there. The guys really just getting into each other, which I think, the right decision was made definitely through qualifying to split that up to try and avoid all that. But these guys are racers, and you're not going for a position. That's the point of it. And we saw that really take its own there as we watch Leach now coming back after that spin earlier on in the race. A little bit of work for him to do as he works his way back from 15th position.
Watch him go through the gears, second gear around this as we start to head through the M's there for Guy Leach. It's a big fight back for him in the Hyundai. But unfortunate, started out of position number 11. He was a bit further up in the Group A of qualifying. Group B, they put him back a couple of sections. So we look as we go down there. Bradley Mitchell just maintaining that gap there. Look at Rossi Johnson here now. Is a little bit of a pack here as they fight out. They might have caught up to Mitchell here. It's going to end up being a four-way stash between Ryan Robson, Bradley Mitchell, Rossi Johnson, and Dean Powell. Oh, look at him under brakes. Powell has a bit of a dive there. Rossi Johnson goes round, holds on to the position in the Audi. This one's going to be super close. The four-car battle at the moment from P9 down to position number. Well, it's position number 7, really. Ryan Robson down to position number 10 from Dean Powell. We check this one out. The Pool Guys Adelaide battle pack. It's nearly down to 0.6 of a second back to Bradley Mitchell. Then it's 0.3 of a second to Rossi Johnson. Another 0.3 to Dean Powell. Oh, dive down the inside. Powell's looking everywhere to see if he can make this one happen.
Scrap to watch these guys continue on their fight there. It looks like it's to third position, really heating up again. Just so those guys having a little bit of a moment. Keep fixated on this one because guys are not leaving anything on the table here. Down through 11 on to 12. And watch out for that curb on the inside there because that will slow you down a bit.
Mitchell's
down into 1.
Mitchell's under all sorts of pressure at the moment. Powell with a bit of a relief there for Rossi Johnson. They open up a tiny gap on him. Probably resetting himself. He might have just got those tyres a little bit too warm. Could be hurting him at the moment as Rossi Johnson just holding the line. Goes super wide. We've seen cars get so airborne there, but he holds on to it. I don't know the V8s are going to like that curb.
I can guarantee you they don't.
Oh, Ryan Robson, is he making a move now? Is that a Ashbarella? No, that is one of our cars down the back. That's not Ashbarella, who's up in 6th position. Minshall in the background. They're all trying to get past these cars. Oh, nearly contact made. That could have been Jake Bird just trying to get through there. Looks like they'll get away with that one. There's a great battle here, though. Civil position number 8 at the moment. Bradley Minshall, Rossi Johnson, Dean Powell. 3 of them, nose to tail. Let's have a look how close this is. We look off the back of Minshall's car. Trying to break a little bit of toe. They're just covering off, making sure Johnson can't have a dive down the inside. We can't be too far away from finishing this race. Blake Warboy still in the lead by over 4 seconds as we go down to the final minute of the TCR race at the penultimate round, coming from Winton Motor Raceway for the Shannons Insurance NTE Series for 2022. It's going to be a fantastic battle to the end. Just go back to Blake Warboys. Look at this dominant lead he has at the moment. Damon Mulqueen, after what wasn't the start he was looking for, still he's going to get himself in position number 2 at the moment. They need to come around. I don't believe they will complete this lap. I don't think. Or maybe, Dan, we might sneak another lap in.
It'll be a tight ask to be able to get another one in. We're looking at 125s for the guys to get around here. So it'll be touch and go whether we get another one. But the battle for third position is really heated up right now between Michael Akitas, Cameron Edwards, Nathan Norman just latching onto the back of this little group as well. So this one will go right down to the wire.
Oh, it's all happening. Blake Warboys with 4 seconds left to go. I think this might be the end of this one. In the background there, you can see how Akitas, Cameron Edwards, Nathan Norman. Last lap, it's going to come around and take the checkered flag. It's just run out of time. All in one big instant and a big win there for Blake Warboys. Gets on the top of the podium. Damon Mulqueen in second. Michael Halkitis. How close is this going to be? Have a look at this. They come around the final corner. They all managed to maintain it there. Halkitis moves over. There you go. Cameron Edwards, Nathan Norman. 4, 3, 4, and 5. Nathan Norman there. Then he goes back to Ash Barella in 6th. Ryan Robson there in 7th. Bradley Mitchell in 8th. Can he hold on? It goes Mitchell, Rossi, Dean Powell, Jake Burgess now. Jack Wittes managed to work his way back up into 12th position there. Tommy Orton celebrating his birthday with a 13th position. Lucky 13. Callan Gear then. Peter B. Guy Leach. Oh, Guy Leach might have just got him there. I'm thinking at the very end. Maybe he did. A fantastic race there as they start to celebrate in the background there. Kevin Norman, 17th, Ray Oliver, 18th, Richard Barella in 19th, Nick Sutton coming across the line now in the higher power NT entry, and right behind him will be Nathan Brown. We'll go back to Neil Woodburn, Mark Peck holding on. The grippy socks that kept him in the fight. Timmy Driscoll just behind him in 24th. Can he hold on? Driscoll, Stephen Kennedy, Michael Strzelecki, Simon Farrington now coming out in 27th. Shane Ewan's back there in 28th. It looks like could be Michael Gore just finishing off that one at the moment. So he was a few laps back as well. Some issues there. A little bit of carnage there at the start of the race, guys, and we'll have to wait and see how that all starts to unfold. But that's our TCR race run and done. Let's have a look at our top 3 placings, though, as we bring them up onto our screen. And it's Blake Warboys with the win in the Audi RS, followed by Damon Mulquin in the Hyundai Elantra, and Michael Halkitis a little bit back from there, and the Hyundai Elantra holds on to that 3rd position in a fantastic fight to the finish. Here are our full race results, though, everybody out there on the broadcast. All thanks to the Shannons Insurance, our NTE series for 2022. Here at Winton, the penultimate round, and there it is. Cameron Edwards ended up in 4th position, 11 seconds back, just behind Michael Halkitis. Nathan Norman in 5th. Bit of a gap back to Ash Barella. Ryan Robson managed to hold on to 7th position. What a fight back that was from him, considering he went up 9 positions in that race. That was a really good race for Ryan Robson. Bradley Mitchell in 8th, held over Rossi Johnson there. You can see not too far behind. 0.4 of a second in that one over the finish line. Dean Power just behind, had to go in the last laps, but I think his tyres just went off a bit. Jake Burgess worked back from a early incident there to get 11th. Jack Wittes did the same in 12th position. Tommy Orton, the lucky 13 for his 30th in 13th position. Callan Gear in 14th. Guy Leach in 15th. Peter B in 16th. Kevin Norman in 17th. Ray Oliver 18th. Richard Barella 19th. Nick Sutton in 20th in the high power NT entry. Nathan Brown, Neil Woodburn, Mark Peck, as you can see, back in 23rd. Goes back Timmy Driscoll, Stephen Kennedy, Mitch Strzelecki, Simon Farrington, Shane Ewans, John Van Reer, Dylan Saints back in 30th. So he had some issues there, 1 lap down. Michael Gore 3 laps down. Justin McLean with some big issues there. But the one thing is, we didn't have to unleash the safety car.
No, it was nice not having to get that out. Unfortunately, the guys behind the safety car didn't get a lap, but I think other than that little incident we saw on the opening lap, it was a really good run from pretty well everyone out there. And I think for Wittes, it's a bit of damage limitation. We saw him be involved in that big incident, drop all the way down to 21st. He was able to get himself back into 12th position and still get some good points on the board.
Well, it means that it looks like we're probably going to move over to our next session of racing. So there's our results there for the TCR race for Winton Motor Raceway, and a big one there to see Blake Warboys take that win after qualifying number 2 alongside of Damon Mulquin, who just did not get the start he wanted. We're here at Winton Motor Raceway for the penultimate round of the 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series. We're going to change servers right now. We'll be back with you very, very shortly, and look forward to the track preview from Dan Leet.
Looking for an easy option for equipment or plant hire? Hire Power NT staff have over 40 years experience in the Territory and are now located in 3 convenient locations. With quality customer service and extensive product knowledge, why would you use anyone else? You'll find us in Yarrawonga, Winnelli and Katherine with the latest, most up-to-date equipment for the local tradie and DIY enthusiast. Call us today for all your equipment and plant hire needs. We've got it, or we'll get it.
The 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series is back with a new challenge, all thanks to our series sponsors. Shannons Insurance, Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tuning, Paul Mansell Photography, NP Style Signage and Graphics, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Higher Power NT, Pool Guys Adelaide, Pool Drive, and Maddicab Media.
Welcome to round 4 of the Shannons NTE series tonight from Winton Motor Raceway. Back on board course 992 for a lap around this 12-turn 3-kilometre circuit. Turns 1 and 2, very tricky chicane complex for the drivers to negotiate, especially on the opening lap. Potentially see a few little incidents on the way through there. The run through 3 is very flowing. Break the car early, turn it in, use all the curb on the exit to set yourself up for the run through turn 4, Nissan corner. Get the power down early as you need to begin accelerating towards turn 5, which is a long left-hander here. You'll balance the car right on the edge of understeer and oversteer as you flick your way back across through turn 6 rollover corner and then into the slow sections of this circuit. Turn 9, Penrite corner, second gear exit, leads you into turn 8, around the tree. Falls back on itself here. There's a little bit of a bump on the inside that you do need to be careful of as you put the power down through turn 9. All important to set yourself up for the run down the short little chute here, Shannon straight in towards turn 10. Big braking zone here where we will see some passing throughout the course of the Supercars event. Walking straight here. Work our way up through the gearbox. You'll get to the 5th gear here on the run in and brake at about the 150 mark. Turn it in for turn 11. Pit entry on the outside there of turn 11 and then into turn 12 there. Exit is critical to get the power down and continue your momentum forward. That's a look at the lap tonight. And we look forward to racing.
Please welcome our motorsport chaplain, Adam Bergen, to say a few words.
Almighty God, we come before you with thankful hearts. Thank you for the good things you have created. Thank you for opportunities to race. Thank you for everyone involved in making this series happen. We also pray for those that are sick and unwell. We seek your mercy for them and ask that you comfort them and restore them to health. Thank you for the doctors and other medical professionals and continue to guide them as they care for others. We bring families and friends before you as well. Fill them with peace and patience as they journey alongside those that are close to them. Again, we lift up our leaders before you. Help them to make right decisions. And finally, be with the drivers, officials and spectators as they participate in this event in different ways. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats and be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem.
Well, welcome back to the Shannons Insurance NTE Series, I should say. The penultimate round here at Winton Motor Raceway. And, of course, our qualifying session is back up, all thanks to Peggy's Performance and Dyno Team. But this time, it's in a much larger car, much heavier, and it doesn't have the turning capabilities that little TCR cars have, but it does have a whole heap more horsepower. And they are sliding around the track, and looks like we've got a few of our Group A already up and running in this one. As you can see, we do have a few of the cars out there. We have split this into qualifying once again. Group A out there on track at the moment. As you can see the names down there that are starting this out in our qualifying session, all thanks to Peggy's Performance and Dyno Tune. Simon Farrington at the moment in position at number 10, as you can see on our screen, with the 122.966. Blake Warboys, though, is number 1 already, Dan.
Yeah, he's found a good turn of speed after his opening race 1 win there, and it was a 119.23 around the track here at the moment. So the car working well for him. Again, fixed setup for all these competitors out there tonight. But he's found something that works for him and making hay while the sun shines. We've still got our Group B guys to come through, and as we saw in the TCR event, we're expecting those guys to really shake up the running order once they make their qualifying session.
Well, let's have a look at Michael Gore, who's now gone P10, and let's check out that hashtag Filthy Mo and see what sort of condition that's in at the moment. It hasn't moved. How much wax do you think he uses on that thing?
Oh, God, I don't even want to think. It's probably a lot, but it's a look and a half, and mate, he is a man possessed at the moment. He was going up to turtle.
Coming out of the VR goggles, it looks like a moth landed on his lip. That's what it looks like, just a big, thick black moth. Michael Gore there as he comes around to complete the lap in the number 39. How does he go in the Commodore? Can he do it? 121.33 this time. Goes his personal best of this session. 9th position, up 1. Let's see Michael Gore there in P number 9. Ryan Robson's having another good one here as he comes around to complete his lap as well. In position number 2, he's doing really well in the supercar. Very, very loose. Loose is fast, don't they say? Isn't that what they say? He has not...
It's what they reckon.
It's what they reckon. Loose is fast. Well, we'll have to see. Ryan Robson looks like he's gone a little bit too far out. Remembering in iRacing, if you go outside the bounds of the track, if you make an error, you hit a wall, your qualifying lap is null and void. And I think that's what Ryan Robson might have done, because he hasn't recorded his last lap there. Michael Ack is a little bit further down in position number 5 at the moment, and looks like he is just going to come out of pit lanes, reset some fresh rubber under that one. Cameron Edwin's out here. Looks like he's got a little bit of a lap, and he pulls out of this one nicely as he goes onto the main straight. You can just see pit exit or pit entry there. Doesn't get out too far. Position number 7 at the moment, a 121.249, and he goes a 120 there. 0.590 and goes into 5th position. Cameron Edwards increases himself up the lead. In the meantime, Guy Leach in the cool drive entry looking a lot more comfortable in the big Commodore. It's a 120.486.
Not very far off the pace there, and unfortunately for Guy, his teammate has withdrawn from the last few races of the series, but doing still a fantastic job. Great to see him continuing on after the health scare that he had just a week ago.
Back out there and doing everything he can, but it's Blake Warboys up on your screen at the moment, who's our number 1. Can he go a little bit faster, just possibly? Can we see those 118s, the 119.051? Look at that, 0.8 of a second over Ryan Robson. That's the closest person, Blake Warboys. Try to bring him up on the webcam before. He hasn't put it on tonight. He's got the serious. He's serious tonight.
It's working for him. It was a 19.05 last time through. Quickest purple sector in sector 2 there again. And the car's working well for him. As we heard from the guys in the TCR Group A qualifying, it was a fair bit of time to get the cars up to speed and start hitting their marks, and I think we'll see a similar trend here tonight, still sort of late hours of the night. And actually this is a good chance to have a look at this pit entry. The guys are going to have to negotiate throughout the course of this race there. That tyre bundle on the inside, very tricky. You've got to attack it with all the power that you can and still avoid that on entry and that little chicane there just before you enter the fast lane.
Stephen Kennedy he's already traded some paints. Looks like that's got a bit of war wounds on the side, the Mustang. Let's see how he goes. Position number 9 at the moment with a 121.256 is his best time. Cullen Gear's just gone P2. Look at that one, a 119.458. Cuts it down to 0.4 of a second. Ryan Robson now is in third position. Looks like he might be doing a little bit faster on this lap. He's not too far away from finishing it at just the last couple of corners. So I might have got him at the start of the lap there, Ryan Robson. Sorry about that. Frankston still supplies entry. You can see his mum's watching us tonight. Deborah's already got on, made sure she's watching the stream. Hopefully she's enjoying a beverage there while she watches her son get around. Guy Leach up in position number 3. Just missed that flying lap, didn't see it come on. Ryan Robson looks like he's on a quick lap this time. Stay with him, see what he can do. In the background there we do have one of the cars off from the grass.
Richard Roller out in the weeds there, and we can get that car back on the circuit.
Looking up and down time screen to see who else is on a flying lap at the moment. Guy Leach looks like he's on another one. You're right, they've obviously phased those tyres in nice. He goes wide, steps the car out. It's not going to set him up for this corner, the final corner where he needs to run down the main straight. Can Robson still do it? He's in P4. No, it's not going to be his time, this one out. I'm going to try and grab, where is Guy Leach? Looks like he is on a flyer as well at the moment.
He's working his way up towards turn 11. There's a couple of green sectors on this lap for him, so personal best as he works his way through. Going to abort and go into the lane and get a fresh set of boots.
Well, Nick Sutton looking to come out in the high-power NT car as well, and with great supporters here of the NTE series. Tommy Orton there, who's celebrating his 18th birthday, 30th, 40th. I don't know. I don't even know if it's his birthday. All I know is he's celebrating like it's his birthday. Michael Gore goes over position number 10 now. Gets back up in there. The hashtag filthy Mo car. Maybe we can just have that one with a big Mo livery next week. In a couple of weeks when we have our final round coming from Bathurst. Big Mo livery. The bump.
I'm surprised it doesn't have the stash on the front end of the Commodore.
Hasn't got the stash. Maybe we could do a Movember together with him. We could have Michael Gore's Movember and we could do a Movember one-off race. Just ideas. Just spitballing here, guys.
Well, hey, that's long enough time for me to actually grow one, so that's okay.
Tegan will need to start now. Tegan will have to start growing in Mo right now if he needs to do Movember.
Well, I actually started 3 years ago, so that's a positive.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
That's it. Yeah, it's not really good for me, is it?
Look, you look young. That's all I'm saying. Take the... All I'm saying is just take that as a compliment.
You'd have to.
Having a look now, Bradley Mitchell's joined us in position number 4. Nick Sutton's still back in position 42, so they're just trying to get their laps. And Cameron Edwards, I'm just staying on board at the moment. Looks like this might be a little bit of a better lap to put together for him compared to his previous ones. He's on a 120.59 in 5th position at the moment. Everyone else just seems to be out there moving around. Dylan Saints also. He's just starting his way through the M, so he's a little bit further back than Cameron Edwards when it comes to track position here. Very good section there. We see the high-tech drifting on there through the M section in the background. Maybe. Tommy Orton hasn't got the keys to the skid pan yet. Not quite yet. Oh, wiggle, no, wheel out, sideways. Oh, stay on the power. Oh, it doesn't quite do it. Very unfortunate for Cameron Edwards there. Dylan Saints, let's see if we can get this clean run to finish off this lap. Looks like this one's on a bit of a flyer. Can he beat a 120.673? If he can go about 1/10 faster, he'll push himself up into 5th position. So you have to drop down to a 119 somewhere if he wants to get in the top 4. Saints looking a lot better behind the supercar, much more comfortable, running all of our sponsors' liveries on board, the Shannons Insurance livery. And it looks like he is going to go up into position number 4. Dylan Saints a 119.853. Just gets there 0.02 of a second over Ryan Robson.
Yeah, that's a really, really strong lap for those guys. And just as he got across the line there too, race control calling out 2 minutes left in the Group A session. So all these guys needing to get the last and final laps in. Brad Mitchell just makes a little bit of a meal there of the final turn 9. And has to give up that position. He works his way through. Leach already in the pit lane there, so I wonder if Leach has maybe pulled the pin on the qualifying now. He's put himself there up into position on that 119.78.
You've got to be worried when you know what's coming out in Group B though, don't you? Like, look at Group B. Jake Burgess, be very scared of him. He might put this one together. Maybe. We also need to watch out Mark Peck. If he puts fresh socks on, he could possibly be up there in the top 3. That's what we've got to watch out for. Josh Drage, He goes really well in the supercar. Watch out for him. I seriously, actually, watch out for Josh Rage. But I'm just having a look at who else in Group B. Oh, look, Damon Mulqueen's going to come out. Jack Widdus. Oh, there's some names there. Got to be very, very careful. Cullen Gear, though, out there at the moment. He's in position number 2 in the Commodore. Just trying to get some laps completed. Ryan Robson also staying out there. Position number 5. It's not too bad. He does really well when it comes to race pace as well. Cullen Gear can't be too far off now as he comes around the final couple of corners and he overshoots that one. Ryan Robson, can he return serve? Looks like he's doing all right. Chooses a whole heap of curb. Gets it up on 2 wheels. Look at him go through the M's. Not going to be too long left now for these cars. Less than 2 minutes. This is probably the last chance Ryan Robson's going to get to put a fly together. Still looking all right on the timing boards for me.
Check flag is out from this session now.
Oh no, that's not what he wanted to. So they're all lined up. Look at them coming. They want to get out there. They're all lined up, very keen to get out there.
I'll be interested to see if when the guys do take to the track for their session, will we see them as bunched up as they were for the TCR race? Because that made it really difficult for the guys to really get in their lap that they needed. And as we've seen from Group A, they managed to find a fair bit of space there to set some good times.
Well, it looks like they're all going to reset now in the background. Nick Sutton's already, Shane Newens has already gone in there. Bradley Minshall, Simon Farrington. Cameron Edwards still out on track. I think he may come in on this one though. We saw him spin out in the last one. He may have to come in on this one. And Dylan Saints, well, party time in the pits. Just getting the tyres off. Going to put new ones on anyway. Oh no, he gets a wheel out on the dirt. Edwards there. Don't think he's going to improve on this time. He's gone. They're just over a tenth faster. It's not going to put him any further up. He's going to stay in 6th position at the moment. So there you see our top 10 at the moment are going to be Blake Warboys, Cullen Gear, Guy Leach, Dylan Sates, Ryan Robson, Cameron Edwards, Stephen Kennedy, Peter B, the Italian Stallion, Michael Halkitis in 9, and Michael Gore in 10. Our top 10 so far. But watch out. Group number B now about to come out on track. We'll have to wait and see who's going to lead the way out here. Tommy Orton in the Roadrunner NT. He's had a celebration between while Group A have been out there. A bit of a time to celebrate whatever birthday it is for him. Let's see. He's got about 20 minutes till his bedtime, so he can get through qualifying. So whether he's going to stay out after that, that is the big question there for Tommy. I think his parents do let him stay up late when it's his birthday night.
Look at that. Looks like Widdus managed to get out early in that group there as well, so he's going to have a good clear track ahead of him. But I'm surprised, a lot of these guys working their way through, there's not a lot of gap between any of them at this point in time. I'm surprised they're not just easing up just a fraction here and giving themselves a good breathing room to have working.
Yeah, you're right. I'm surprised they haven't sort of let the other cars go first, maybe. We do know it's going to take a few laps to start to get some temperature in these tyres. We saw with the TCR cars, and maybe it might be a little bit different with the supercar setup. Of course, fixed setup when it comes to the NTE series. Drivers don't put their own setup in the car. It is all fixed through the racing. Peggy's Performance and Dyno Tune qualifying session Group B now underway for the supercars here at the penultimate round of the Shannons Insurance 2022 NTE Series. And Jack Widdus on a flying lap at the moment, but we will know it takes a couple of laps there to get the tyres to phase them in to be in that ultimate window where they want to be to get that lap time down. He's got to do better than a 1:19.01. So the time again is going to have to be a 1:18. Anywhere in the 1:18s is probably going to get you on the front 2 rows of the grid. If you can do it in group number B, maybe Blake Warboys can hold on. Last time I put him in position 2, and he managed to make the win out of that one. Damon Mulqueen's out there as well. Where has he gone? Because Damon Mulqueen is another one we need to watch here. A little bit further back, and he's just taking his time in the Mustang. A little bit more patient with that one. You can see one of the flat-out karts entries behind. JB, let's see if he knows how to use the clutch on this car. too many automatics. That's what it is. He doesn't have. He's got too many automatics. He's actually leading us out in this qualifying session, number 100. Probably going to put a time down here. 122. Jake Burgess goes to 6th position.
How about Wittes though? Straight into an 18.9 on his first flying lap there. That's the quickest driver out there so far, and the only guy into the 18s at this point.
Well, the question is, when is Mulqueen going to put the foot down? Because he would have put a time together. I'm just trying to find him here on our timing screen. All starting to go. Neil Woodburn's gone through as he gets it up on 2 wheels in the new look Commodore. Pushing a few of them back. Jake Burgess now back to 8th and 9th. Nathan Norman, Cameron Edwards 10th. Neil Woodburn there back in position number 12. All starting to complete their laps.
Yeah, just having a look to see for Damon Mulqueen. I think he's had a moment there and fortunately found his way into the pit lane. So he's just got that car back out onto the track there. So a couple of laps for him now to get the tyres up to operating temp before he's able to get a lap in.
Mark Beck out in the Peggy's Performance and Dyno Tune qualifying session there in the 79 car. Has done a 121.828. Also supporting NP Style and Signage, another fantastic sponsor of the NTE series. Can't thank Nyla and family enough for supporting us, and of course sending our best wishes out there to Keelan as he recovers. Timmy Driscoll, the Darwin Gasman. What a name to have. Sure there's a bit of fun going on in the pub there after a few beers. The Gasman.
Absolutely.
Triple
But
three.
if you can't make fun of it, what's the point of it?
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That's exactly right. Why wouldn't you? So we can look up here on our screens, looking for someone. Richard Barella might be doing. Oh no, he's gone into the pits. So just getting him at the right time. Mark Peck looks like he might improve on his time. He's back in 24. Pushed back by somebody, 121. He goes to 126.41. Improves by 1 second. Goes up to 14th fastest.
That's a great time there. And only just off the back of Ray Oliver as well. So he's definitely got the pace to jump himself up a couple more positions here.
It's good to see them starting to put their nose in this one. Nathan Norman back in 6th position. Now, let's not count Nathan Norman out, although it probably didn't go his way in the TCR race. Do not count him out in this one. 6th position at the moment, a 119.681. So he's only 7/10 off the pace when it comes to our number 1 qualifier, Jack Wittes. As he pulls into the pits. Nathan Brown in 17th position, the WKNP Ford Mustang. 120.754, and so he might be another outlet for him. We're just having a look where Mulqueen has ended up here. If I can pull him up on our screen.
To get a lap in.
Do you think he's still looking for some clean air? Maybe the 642 Smith & Sons. Because he's not at full pace there. He is winding the car up.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of time left in it before he really sets the world alight with a lap. It's just like he's just jumping into the lane as well. But yeah, he's not far off being able to put down a solid lap and watch the line and see whether he's able to get one at least under the books to begin with, because we know he's currently sitting 7th in the championship, and points are all important at this late phases of the championship season.
Every point counts. Needs to stay in the fight. Looks like this one's going to be a flyer. He starts off really nicely. It's just up to 180 kilometres an hour. Third gear as they push around this right-hander. Uses all of the ripple strip.
He's got the banker in now. He's up into 6th position. So the last time through was a 19.6 for him. Still trying to get close to Wittes there, who's currently still the only driver in the 118s. Car looks good early on, up through turn 6 now.
We'll stay on board with Damon Mulqueen for this run around here. We might even have a quick look inside the car. Going through the M section. Oh, you can hear it right on the edge of the tyre. Oh, he overshoots the corner.
He's kept it off the grass though, so that's a good thing. It won't give him a slowdown and invalidate the lap. If you see someone else just having a little bit of a moment at the same corner as well, up through 11.
Jack Wittes hasn't given up either. This one looks like it might be a little bit faster than his previous one, a 118.969. And he goes to 118.990 on that last lap. So just off his, but he's just doing 118s back to back.
Yeah, it's got to be an ominous sign for the guys out there just to know what he's able to put through in that car. Mulqueen back in the lane again as well, so maybe another fresh set of tyres going on for him there. Dean Power looking pretty decent at the moment too, up in 12th position. A very good time on board that car. He's just set a 1:20.16.
He's looking pretty good on this one as well, a 1:20.16. So you look from the 119s, all the 119s are going to go from position at number 2 all the way back to position number 10. And generally they're, that's pretty much a 10th each, but they're not. Look at this, position number 5 starts with a 1:19.602 there from Ash Barella. That's Damon Mulqueen, Nathan Norman. It's all a 1:19.6. We're talking 1/1000th of a second between Ash Barella and Damon Mulqueen. 1/1000th of a second.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how competitive this field has been over the course of the season so far. And yeah, when you see times like that around a very new circuit for iRacing, first time for the NTE series coming here as well, for all the guys to be as close as they are, as Power just makes a moment there through one. It's great to see, and very good signs too for what we're going to expect to see later on in the main race.
It doesn't matter for Power. He just came up to position number 3, a 1:19.302 on that run. A 1:18.718. Did I just see that for Callan Gear? Has he just gone up? No, that might be something that's gone in the timing system there. Dean Power though, position number 3. Look how impressive that is.
It's a great job there, and looking very handy in the West Orange Motors Mustang actually. I think Mustangs.
They're everywhere. Mark Peck, he's gone back to position number 15 just because we know Jake Burgess has snuck himself in there. But who cares about JB? He just loves sitting in the hot tub with Mark. So we need to get him out of there. Mark, what can you do? Looks like this one's not too bad a lap as he gets started. Oh, he slides the car. That's going to wash off the time. We see the timing markers start to go up for him, unfortunately. So he looks back through the field. Tommy Orton in the Roadrunner NT car. Can he celebrate some more? 13th position in the TCR when it came to qualifying. Can he do a little bit better? Oh, he steps the car. Look, he's not worried about winning the race. He's worried about the burnout competition at the end of tonight.
Well, it's a good bit of practice. Get a bit of a slide job done early on in qualifying and see how the car feels. But that's certainly not going to help improve the lap time. So next time through will need to be a good one for him there. Mulqueen back out on circuit again as well. Still sitting there down in that 7th position. Mistress Lecky looking not too bad either. A little bit off the pace for him by comparison. It was 1:22.18 for his best lap so far. And that's about 3 and a bit seconds off the pace we're seeing from our leaders at the moment.
Car's looking absolutely fantastic though. Shame to see it back there where it is at the moment. Damon Mulqueen goes around and slides. He's really not liking the setup of this supercar tonight, is he?
No, definitely having some difficulties compared to what he was able to do in that TCR. And for Mulqueen, he doesn't drive the supercar as much as you'd see compared to like the GT3s of TCR. So it is a big learning curve, and it's a car that requires a massive amount of investment to get the most out of it as well. So he's not that far off, but he'll be looking to try and get that last little corner and section of the lap sorted out so he can get his way back up towards the sharp end.
John Van Reed just goes up 4 positions to P27 there, runs a 1:21.944 after running a 1:22 earlier. So 4 positions gained on that last lap. A nice little improvement there. Fortunately, it pushes Mitch Strzelecki back just a little bit. Mark Peck looks like he's doing much better on this one. P16 now as everyone's starting to go faster and faster as the tyres phase in and they change over from the TCR. They get the difference in weight. These cars aren't as forgiving. To drive them a little bit more gingerly around than you do the TCR car. Can't push them. They're a lot faster, a lot more horsepower. Can't be too far off the end of this session either.
I think we're getting very close. There's Mark with a little bit of a slide on the exit of turn 12, trying to get the power down nice and early. We'll see if that improves his time there. And it looks like he will stay 16th at the moment. It was a 1:21 flat for him last time through. Dean Powell, again, just struggling a little bit for the guys out through turn 3 there. Car not really wanting to take too much of a set there, up through 5. It's looking pretty decent. Not washing out too far here, but he's got to get it back across for the curbs and the run through 6, which he does beautifully here, back down the first gear for turn 7.
It could be good for him. He needs to get 3/10 of a second, though. 3/10 of a second if he wants to beat Blake Warboys. That's a big amount of time to grab when you're in P3. I don't think you're going to get near Jack Widders. He's gone a 1:18.562 while we've been talking. He just keeps getting faster. He's gone like another 3/10 faster. That is ridiculous. How, though, can he move himself up alongside Jack Widders on the podium? We'll have to find out. Down to the final 2 corners. Sets it up. Turns it in. Oh, a little bit of opposite lock. Slides a car. Oh, I don't know what the times are going to say. Pow, can he do it? 1:19.662 on that lap. So he's 3/10 off his fastest, but we saw that car slide. That's all it is. Those tiny moments.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a very clean lap up until that final corner there, and just the back end just getting away just a touch. Justin McLean, we haven't really spoke too much about him throughout the course of the night. Currently got the 6.62 there, up into 5th position. Nice clean exit there. We'll see whether he's able to make something of this lap. It was a 19.97 for him last time through. Gets across the line. And so it might have been an out lap.
That might have been. Here we go. Nathan Norman, though, looks like he might be on a flyer in 8th position. Can he go better than 1:19? No, 1:19.8. He did a 1:19.6 earlier, so I don't think he isn't going to go up the charts there, but he's on a runner here. He might have come out on some tyres there, and that's what I mean. You've got to phase him in. Take a couple of laps to make it happen. Mark Peck again. Looking a bit faster than his previous laps. Just needs to hold it together. Everyone's starting to struggle with those last couple of corners. He comes out of the M's. Oh, look at the curb usage in the background. It might be Ash Barella. Two minutes left. It's less than 2 minutes left now for the Group B qualifying session, so they're only going to get another lap or 2 in. Slides are just a little bit pecky here. He might go a couple of tenths faster. Can he do better than a 1:26.41? It's a 1:28.75 that time. Doesn't quite do it.
He's not far off, though, getting the momentum up a couple of spots there. Keeping a look at Jake Widders as well. He set a couple of purple sectors preceding lap, and he's now on his final flyer for the night. We'll see whether he's able to make a little bit more inroad to what has already been an impressive qualifying session for himself. Leading the way on 1:18.56. Guys a little bit further back, we've got work to do. Dylan Power at the moment, 19.66. Damon Mulqueen, got to find something in this lap. He's currently sitting down there in 7th position. Best time for him on 1:19.60. And mate, for a driver that's sitting second in the championship position, he does not want to be coming off anywhere other than the second row or the first row at this point.
Definitely don't want to be coming off the second row. The Smith & Sons Mustang needs to put that there. Dean Power might be coming around to finish a lap. He may have just done one. Here we go. He's going to finish this one. Can he get better? Doesn't improve his time, unfortunately. So we'll go back to Damon Mulqueen because he's in contention here. Looks like on the timing he's very even. Justin McLean's put himself in the middle of this one. Where is he on track at the moment? Because he looks like he's got himself a second up his sleeve at the moment in the Commodore. Pushing himself. The loud sign ZB starts to head into this, or out of this M section, I suppose, here at Winton Motor Raceway. Mulqueen should be coming around to complete his lap very, very shortly. Oh no, is that going into the pits? He's going to accept that, position number 7.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he didn't go and complete that tour through, but looks like a couple of guys now deciding better of it. Justin McLean there, exiting back to the lane. That's his qualifying session run and done. A few guys left out there to complete their lap. Jake Burgess will be the next car across the line. See whether he's able to improve from that 13th position that he's currently got there as he makes his way up to the second to last corner.
Yeah, so that looks like that's going to be a checkered flag. Ash Barella still out there. This might not be a flying lap. Oh no, he's not doing too bad. Is he going to complete it? That is the question. Yep, he's going to go around and complete this one. Can he improve? He's in position number 6 and 1:19.602 is best. He might go a little bit faster. Oh, 6:07 compared to a 6:02 he's done previously. Didn't quite make it there. Nathan Brown, the only person. Oh, there's a couple of them out on track. They're slowing down, though. Tommy Orton, he'll be looking for the... Oh, slides it out of the final corner.
So has there been a corner that we haven't seen him slide the car around yet?
Look, that's what he's here for. He thinks this is a drifting competition, and he's trying his best. All right, he's just trying his best. Peggy's Performance and Dyno Tuning qualifying session here for the Shannons Insurance NTE Series for the supercars. And have a look at that. After two groups have been out there, Jack Whittis in first position with the 5.62, and the only one to get in the 1:18 is just outside Blake Warboys, who won our TCR race just before, a 1:19.051. So let's have a look at our qualifying results overall here, as they've all reset and gone back in the pits. We're not too far away from getting them out on the grid. I'll have a little bit of a warm-up session to get things started. Jack Whittis there, as you can see, that is all happening. Blake Warboys in second, Dean Power in third with that 1:19.302. I thought maybe he might do a little bit better. He's had some flying laps at those final couple of corners. Cullen Gear in fourth position there. Justin McLean might have got there in fifth position, 1:19.473. Look at that, 200ths of a second. Ash Barilla back in sixth. Damon Mulquin in seventh. Now, this is the big talking point. He's back down there, and he pulled into the pits quite a lot, so maybe uncomfortable with the setup of the car. Nathan, remembering it's a fixed setup. So Nathan Norman there in 8th position, Guy Leach in 9th, Dylan Saints in 10th, Ryan Robson in 11th. Can he work his way through the field? And he seems to be good at the starts. Ray Oliver in 12th, Jake Burgess in 13th, so not the night he wants to remember, old JB. Neil Woodburn in 14th, Nathan Brown in 15th, Kevin Norman in 16th, Cameron Edwards in 17th, Mark Peck in 18th. That's a good one for him to be in the teens, especially in this very competitive field of names you can see in front of him. Rossi Johnson in 19th, Stephen Kennedy in 20th, Peter B in 21st, Michael Howkitis back in 22nd. So preferring the TCR cars over the supercars, judging by the times. Tommy Orton still looking for the skid pad or the... Well, what do we call it? The skid pad. Well, he's the skid pad, really. He's looking for that still in 23rd. Michael Gore in 24th with the Filthy Mo. Hashtag Filthy Mo. If you got any photos of him. Richard Barella in 25th. Simon Farrington in 26th. Bradley Minchell in 27th. John Van Ree in 28th. So he did really well. We saw him move up to 27th. Someone's just got in front of him. Mitch Strzelecki in 29th. Timmy Driscoll in 30th. Shane Newens back in 31st. Nick Sutton will be our final car out in the race before our safety cars, all thanks to 24/7 Race Control. Big shout out to all of our sponsors, MP Style and Signage, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, High Power NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Cool Drive Auto Parts, Paul Mansell Photography, and of course the Pool Guys, South Australia. Over there in Adelaide, we're going to grab a couple of words from our fantastic sponsors and be back while these cars get warmed up.
Looking for an easy option for equipment or plant hire? High Power NT staff have over 40 years experience in the territory and are now located in 3 convenient locations. With quality customer service and extensive product knowledge, why would you use anyone else? You'll find us in Yarrawonga, Winnellie and Katherine with the latest, most up-to-date equipment for the local tradie and DIY enthusiast. Call us today for all your equipment and plant hire needs. We've got it, or we'll get it.
The 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series is back with a new challenge, all thanks to our series sponsors. Shannons Insurance, Peggy's Performance and Dyno Tuning, Paul Mansell Photography, NP Style Signage and Graphics, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Higher Power NT, Pool Guys Adelaide, Pool Drive, and Madicab Media.
Winton Motor Raceway, and of course there's a little bit of a warm-up session out there at the moment for all of our competitors. They can choose to have a little bit of a break, but most of them have chosen to get back out there. What a fantastic track that we now have on iRacing. We can make this part of the NTE Series as well, but Winton Motor Raceway down there in Victoria. And joining us for round number 4, the penultimate round of the 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series. Let's have a look at the starting grid though, Dan, because this one's going to be very interesting now. Jack Whittis alongside him, Blake Warboys, who took out the TCR race as well. Dean Power just behind with Cullen Gear alongside in the second row. Ash Barilla and Justin McLean. Well, Justin McLean in P5, P6 Ash Barilla. So they'll be on the third row alongside each other, but this is the one. Damon Mulqueen now in the 4th row. So he's got a little bit of work to do with Nathan Norman alongside. He's going to be a tough competitor. Guy Leach doing nicely here in 5th row with Dylan Zates alongside, looking much more comfortable in the supercar compared to the TCR. Ryan Robson and Ray Oliver, well, they had a nice little battle going on the TCR, and they're going to keep that going here in row number 6 coming off the start. Jake Burgess and Neil Woodburn will be on row number 7. JB, our fearless leader, not having the qualifying that he probably wanted tonight. Nathan Brown and Kevin Norman will be on row number 8. Cameron Edwards and Mark Peck back on row number 9, and I reckon that might be one of the best qualifying positions we've seen Mark Peck go in the supercars when it comes to the NTE series. Of course, he's been a part of it since the start. And thank you for being another great supporter. Rossi Johnson in position number 19 with Stephen Kennedy alongside. I can tell you P21 is going to be Peter B, the Italian stallion, because I don't have his graphic yet. That's what's going on there. Michael Hackettis alongside in row number 11. Tommy Orton and Michael Gore will be back in row number 12. Row 13 is going to be Richard Barella and Simon Farrington. Row 14 is going to be Bradley Minchell. Alongside him, John Van Reer. Then it goes back to Mitch Strzelecki and Timmy Driscoll in row number 15. Row 16 going to be Shane Newens and Nick Sutton to round out our competitors here tonight. And, of course, our safety cars will be live. You just never know if they're going to be out on track. It'll be all thanks to 24/7 race control. So it looks like our session has just ended. Our little warm-up session here. We've had our qualifying Group A, Group B. We did split them up. We're here at Winton Motor Raceway for the penultimate round of the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. And we'll wait for them to line up on the grid as they reset themselves for this session. It's going to be a big one. And I don't know about you, Dan, but can Jack Wittes, he's looking unstoppable in the supercar in this one.
Yeah, look, I mean, when we got to the end of qualifying, you finished with nearly a half-second advantage over Blake Warboys and Dean Power, and we know these guys very, very quick in these cars as well. So it's not a foregone conclusion. We saw what happened at the start of the TCR race with Damon Mulqueen going a little bit back in the order. Let's see how the guys manage to get these bigger cars off the line, because, as you say, it's very, very tricky to get them off from a standing start.
Oh, it's quiet. Listening for the revs to come up. Session changes over. The remaining time 0. Here we go. RPM up. Lights are up. When they go out, they're all underway. Oh, here we go. Good start from all the cars. Oh, who's that moving in the background? We can see quite a few moving around. There might be Jake Burgess with a great start there, or Dylan Sates. I think it's going to be JB. The side-by-side. Warboys gets the advantage over Jake Wittes. Has to risk it. Oh, no. Ray Oliver turned around. Ray Oliver is turned around. Let's see if we can go back to a replay on that one. I'm just trying to see where Mr. Oliver is in all of this. JB might have got a good start in this one as well. He's middle of the pack. Trying to see where we've gone with Mr. Barella.
He's got a bit of a helping hand there on the run through turn 1 and 2, and unfortunately put him all the way back down to the last spot on the grid, down to in 32nd position.
Blake Warboys has risked it to get the biscuit, I reckon, to get this one over Jack Wittes, who was super fast when it came to the qualifying, and they're all banked up now behind Jack.
And we've got plenty more cars off down in towards turn 8 as well. Just keeping an eye on who's falling down. Looks like Simon Farrington involved in that one. Steve Kennedy, Brad Minsell as well. So the guys, a little bit of a tardy start as they work their way through. Damon Mulqueen also dropped 3 spots early on. He's gone from 7th down to 10th position as well.
A lot to unfold as we seem to have all these incidents happening at the moment on track. This is way back to Bradley Minchell there, just having a look at how he's going. A little bit of an incident earlier on. Keep going back up the field though. It's all on here at the moment. Check this out. Jack Wittes has opened up a gap, but Callaghan needs to watch out. Dean Power's gone back in position to P4. Justin McLean now has stayed where he is, but Callaghan's got a nice start on this one. Look at this. Ryan Robson, 3 positions. 3 positions up to P8 already, and we've still got 38 minutes remaining in this 40-minute supercar race here for the penultimate round of the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. Oh, they're side by side. Justin McLean, Ash Barella a little bit further up the field. Oh, Norman puts his nose in, gets a little bit of a touch for his troubles. Dean Power, this is a nice... Oh, look, Ryan Robson overshoots it in the background. Pulls it up hard on the brakes. He's following these cars. So look on the nose of this. How far is he behind? Nathan Norman just in front. Oh, he takes a dive down the inside.
Big move.
And Nathan Norman's a big scalp to get. Ryan Robson really putting it on the line there and causes Nathan Norman just to get a little bit sideways. He won't be able to get the aero down the front straight now.
A nice piece of driving by both those involved there. No touch from either of them as they work their way through. And good driving awareness. Asperella looking pretty handy at the moment. He had a bit of a shocker in the TCR race, but he is all over the back. Justin McLean there in the Commodore just ahead.
Yeah, I think he just got himself on the brakes there. He might have looked to come down the inside, didn't quite come off, avoided making contact with Justin McLean just in front, so did a nice job of that. Ryan Robson still holding on. Nathan Norman's not going to let him get away. They're going to have to be careful here. They don't make contact. Robson pushes wide. Norman alongside, though. It's a left-hander. Robson, you think, would be able to duck down. What drive will they get off this? Can Norman get it now? We go to the right-hand side. Robson doesn't want to get caught on the outside because right behind them looks like that's a Mustang and Dylan Saints. He's got that position back, Nathan Norman, and while this is happening... Oh...
Locked it up. He did well to get the car under control again, though.
You've got this in front of you, and you got this behind you. You are stuck now in a battle.
And look at who's closing in on the back of these guys as well. You've got Mulqueen getting in and amongst it. Just behind that too, you've got Nathan Brown, Guy Leach, Kevin Norman all closing in on this train as well.
The biggest gap there is 0.8 of a second. It's moving around there between Ryan Robson and Dylan Saints. But we'll wait till we get a bit of a straight section here because at one point that was all under half a second. Mulqueen off the back of that too. He's dropped himself some positions. He's really not getting the starts he wants. The battle pack, all thanks to Pool Guys, Adelaide. Here they go. Come into the chicane. Just off the back, we see Mulqueen and Jake Burgess in that one as well. He's moved himself up a couple of positions. JB up to 11th.
Just having a look through the race control penalties at the moment. Party boy, Tommy Orton, has picked himself up a drive-through penalty early on. So he's made a tour down the lane there already. And that's, look, if you're going to get one, it's better to get it done early on in the race. So if there is a safety car, you've got a chance to come back through. Some contact between the 663 and 73 being a racing incident. No further action to come from that either.
Oh, well, let's have a look up and down our timing board to see what else is going on. Damon Mulqueen, we might catch up with him very, very briefly here. Just caught up in this pack, just off the back of it. Walking away from Jake Burgess down the straight there, ever so slightly.
Burgess is going to be under attack here as well. Keep an eye on that. Looks like Nathan Brown trying to work his way through around number 100 entry.
Yeah, the Petters Mustang right behind, lurking in the mirrors there. Nathan Brown. JB won't want to be checking those out. He won't be looking in the rear vision mirror either. The big red and white Petters. It's coming for him, the bull.
Jack's done a really good job here though. Just smooth, consistent throttle applications there as he manages to get himself a little bit of breathing room on the run up to 10. Makes a bit of a meal of the entry there, runs wide, just missing the apex, but that will bring Nathan Brown back into contention. He's going to stick the nose in, but just pulls out at the last minute to avoid that contact between the two competitors, and this one will fight on a little bit further.
Look what's happening in front though. It's all starting to come together. These two now have broken off into a little bit of a pack. Nathan Norman and Ryan Robson now are in a little bit of a stoush here for position number 7. And then you go back and it's a fight on position number 9 between Dylan Saints and Damon Mulqueen and JB and Nathan Brown. So 3 little battles happening all within a couple of seconds of each other.
Yep, and just while we're watching that too, we've just seen Norman go wide, nearly lost 7th position there as well. He well to get that back on, but Ryan Robson just missing the opportunity to thread the needle and take that spot.
Norman just looking a little bit more comfortable through. He pulled that up very short though. In the meantime, what it's done is given the opportunity there for Dylan Saints and Damon Mulqueen to get back in the battle pack here, all thanks to the pool guys Adelaide. Look at that, all under half a second between these four. Absolutely nothing in it, as you can see in the battle pack, all thanks to the pool guys Adelaide. Up on your screen though, it's Nathan Norman leading out these four cars. In the background, it's still battling. Work back down here. John Van Rees moved himself up to position number 21. It's a nice little improvement there for him.
Pressing on nicely there. 7 spots since the opening exchange, so pretty handy there. Looks like, unfortunately, the birthday boy, Tommy Orton, out of the race for the supercars. That's a shame for him. He was looking handy, and we're not going to get to see any of the drifting around the track for the night, unfortunately.
Look, is he out or is he saving himself for the burnouts? Has he just gone to grab himself a beverage and he'll be back for burnouts? I hope that's the case. He has been bragging about the skid pan here. There's been some big performance in this one. Just having a look at this one. Mark Peck is up 4 positions. How is this? The higher power driver stats. Check this out. 4 positions from Mark Peck. That's a fantastic start.
Very, very well there. He's going to have to keep a look on these. But Cameron Edwards right in behind, who we saw in the TCR race have a very strong run there. So we'll have to see how that goes and whether he's able to hold on to that. So far looking good, and plenty of racing still left in this one with 30 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Cameron Edwards there. Ray Oliver is our next competitor there in 16th position. Doesn't look like they were too far back. There's a little bit of a wiggle under brakes. It's actually a lap car there as Ray Oliver goes past in the Mindset Mustang. Just keeping an eye on this little battle. It's still up there. We go back onto Nathan Norman in position number 7. Spread themselves out a little bit just on the back of this one. Where's JB and Nathan Brown? Oh, it's still going on. Will the Shannons Insurance NTE Series number 100, the JB Commodore, make it home? It's not the ZB, it's the JB Commodore.
But he's doing a really good job here at the moment, but the longer the pressure's applied, it's going to start to really hurt the tyres there. You can see him missing a little bit of an apex through 8, gets back in for 9. Now the run up to 10 there, but it's the matter of keeping your eye. Do you look in the mirror? Do you looking behind? You've got to keep an eye on where these are unfolding. And while this is happening, it's giving us a bit of a reprieve from up the front. So for those still following at home, currently Blake Warboy's out the front, 2.5 seconds advantage over Jack Whittis. So came off pole position there. Kalen Gear sitting in the 3rd spot as well. Dean Power down in 4, just playing in 5th. So the top 5 looking pretty handy at the moment. But all the attention that we're seeing at the moment is down in that mid-pack, which, Matt, we've seen that a fair bit throughout the course of the season. The mid-pack's really offered up some fantastic racing.
Look, it definitely has, and that's where we've found a lot of our battles happening between these cars. As JB in the position number 11 still going to take it to Nathan Norman. It's not always about up the front. That's what you'll need to remember as I get back to position number 4 here. Dean Powell is all over the back of Callum Gear, but the mid-pack is where it's all been happening. We've seen some runaway drives from some of our drivers. It's not going to happen here tonight. Look at this. Callum Gear under attack from Dean Power. He wants the podium position. There's still 28 minutes to go in this session, in this race. We haven't had pit stops yet. Really, a couple of people may have been in the pit stop, but probably for some damage, but we have not had... Oh, look at that! Does he make contact?
Just gives him a nudge there on the apex of 10. That's great driving.
Well, you've got to stay in it. You've got to stay committed. You've got to think that the car in front is going to go through just as fast as you, because they make the slightest mistake. You need to take full advantage of that. Callum Gear just holding on to 3rd position at the moment. Blake Warboys has still got a gap there, 2.6 seconds from Jack Whittis out in front. Wittes, although he had that lightning qualifying pace, the difference is he's a bit much like Van Gisbergen, is he'll go longer on the tyres. He seems to be able to just make those tyres last a little bit longer. We would assume that most people might split this session in half. We could see around the 20-minute mark they're going to come in for their compulsory pit stop. But will Jack Wittes just go that a little bit further, maybe 5 minutes, if he can hold out till 15 minutes remaining, put some fresh boots on and really come home with a big sprint to close that gap down to Blake Warboys?
It's a really tough mindset to get to, or strategy to work out of how you're going to do this around this circuit, because we've seen it's nearly a 1 minute lap here. We've seen the guys get around minute 19 seconds on average at the moment. You throw in the pit stop. Yes, if you can extend it, it might play into your favour a little bit later on, but then you run the risk of all the fast guys coming back through to get you. If you take the tyre stop early, and we've seen that work quite well throughout the course of the season so far, it's going to give you a big advantage. And on a track that's as difficult to pass on as what Winton has been tonight, that might be the safer bet. Get your stop but done early, get the fresh set of tyres on, and hold position for the remainder of the race, because as we're seeing, the guys have got to work extremely hard to try and get those moves first lined up, and then to finish them off and take the position as Nick Sutton goes around down through turn 7.
The camera curse. We put him on camera in the high power NT. And look at this. Now we're going to get a bit of a fight between the gas man himself, Timmy Driscoll, in the Mustang. He's got to watch out Simon Farrington just behind. Some great little battle. And this is for position number 25. So like you say, there is so much going on throughout this race. It's not all about our front runners. We love to come down here and watch what's happening a bit further down the back. Of course, you and I are looking at our timing screens, looking for these battles, trying to find them to see what exactly is going on throughout the race. We don't always get them. Oh, there's a position change here. Simon Farrington looks like he's going to take it over into P25. Moves up one more. Timmy Driscoll's had a good run. He's still up 4 positions from when he started, but this is the man I really want to get onto at the moment. I'm going to go up to John Van Ree, because this one, if we have a look, obviously, at our high power NT driver stats, this is probably one of the big movers at the moment. 7 positions gained. Look at that. Out of P28, now in position number 21.
Yeah, he did an awesome job getting through that earlier melee through 7, 8 and 9 on lap 1. And been a big beneficiary of that. Gets himself up, as you say, to 21st position. He's not that far off the back of Michael Akitis as well, who we saw have a very strong run in the earlier TCR race. A little bit further back probably than where he wants to be too, down in 20th at the moment, but these guys pretty evenly matched on pace as it looks.
Well, Nathan Brown has made a number of moves here, because he has gone up 5 position now to 10th position, where Jake Burgess has dropped off to P13, so maybe something has happened there. He's had to sick his teammate onto him. Dylan Saints now all over the... Was that net code in the background? Ooh, I hope it's his net code, not mine.
Yeah, I didn't see what transpired there, but keep an eye on that. A couple of guys having a little bit of difficulty out on track. Michael Gore's had a moment, had a bit of a crash. He's come back into the lane again. We'll see whether that car's able to continue on. Same for Shane Ewens as well. He's had an issue, and Steve Kennedy's now just found a issue with the wall there. So I think some of the guys just having a little bit of difficulty getting these cars down and into the lane there. As we saw a car off through turn 7 there. Pick up who that was.
That might be Peter B, the Italian stallion. I think might have just slid that off. Just having a look here, Richard Barella though. This is another one up 7 positions. Another one. Richard Barella doing a great job. The WKMP drivers definitely improving throughout the race. Keeping that consistency, I suppose, that puts them in there. Just going to get back. I reckon that's Peter B in the blue car just behind. Yeah, that is the number 50. That too is off of the track. So having a shocker when it comes to the supercar. Did really well in the TCR race. The WMB Sim Sports entry. Mark Peck's got another position. Look at this. He's in the fight. He's in the fight. Take it to him, Pecky. 13th position now. Imagine if he gets to top 10, what he'll do. He'll be in the hot tub. He'll be sending photos to JB. Sure, he'll have a drink in his hand. Socks will be off. That's what will happen if he gets to top 10. Socks off.
He's doing a fantastic job there. Who was that just in front of him? Was that Kevin Norman having a bit of an issue as well? So that might give him the opportunity to jump up here to 12th position if he can get that gap closed down. Nearly halfway through this supercars race here tonight at Winton. The guys are doing very well. I'm really surprised at Cameron Edwards. He has not really made sort of the progress forward that I would have expected after what we saw from the TCR race. Only 3 spots for him, still in that 14th position.
Yeah, you're right. Still only in that 14th position. So we'll have to wait and see as they head out of here. Looks like it's pretty smooth. He just grabs a little bit of that curbing there, Dean Power. He's backed off a moment there on Cullen Gear, just having a little bit of a rest. And that might be a lap car, though, that's just in front. It's not going to be Jack Widders. That is a lap, and that's going to be Shane Ewens, I think, as they go by. So he's going to move out of the way and do the right thing there for Dean Power and Cullen Gear as they go through. John Van Rie's got another position. He's up to P20 now. Let's have a look at who might have toured the pits. Peter B's been in the pits. Stephen Kennedy, Michael Gore, Shane Ewens. So not too many people though have toured. Oh, we're starting to see them, are they? Starting to pull into the pits now. Few of them that are sort of in those early teens. Our front runners, though, they are not looking at the pits. 6 seconds now. Look at this. This is a huge lead. Put in a bit of perspective for you for Jack Widders just in the background.
Warboys is driving the thing very, very smooth and consistently. I've seen that in a couple of other championships that we've been involved in, and he's very good behind the wheel of a supercar and really starting to prove that here again tonight. And for what he's been able to do against Jack Widders, who we know is very, very quick. We've seen it throughout the course of the championship and as current series leader. It's no mean feat to go and put nearly 7 seconds on him.
No, exactly. He's just been super fast, Jack Widders. It doesn't matter what we put him in. He didn't really have the start he wanted. Got caught up in a little bit of bump and grind when it came to the TCR race, but in the supercars he normally flies away. He was, oh no, sideways power, gets the wheel out, slides the car. Wow. He just seems to be winding up, doesn't he? He just takes a lap, takes a breath. The tyres, though, must be hurting right now. We are halfway through the race. You see now the gear goes wide on that one.
Nullifies that little advantage from the mistake earlier.
Look, as a lot of the cars now, like Jake Burgess has gone in, Dylan Sates has gone in, Richard Barella, they're all starting to go in and take these early pit stops, maybe get a little bit of an undercut. If you're out in front, though, what's Jack Widders going to do? Does he need to try and do that to Blake Warboys? Because it doesn't seem like he's closing that gap out, or is he playing the long game? Is he going to stay out, conserve those tyres of Van Gisbergen and move?
He's in. And I just heard safety car call, I believe, as well. So that's could be the big story of the night now. Warboys in the lane, getting the stop serve. And we've got some very slow cars trying to enter as well in the lane. Looks like everyone is in.
That'd be a big miss there, wouldn't it? It'd be a huge miss there if he's missed a safety car. Oh, no, he has.
This is going to throw Widders right down the order and not what he wanted.
Jack Widders will be kicking himself there, and remembering that in our last series in 2021, the similar thing sort of happened. He just had one really bad race there, and it gave the opportunity for Guy Leach to come in and just snatch that championship. There's some big points in it. Let's have a quick look at the championship series standings while we do have the safety car out on track here at the moment. The Shannons Insurance safety car. But there we go. Jack Widders is leading us by, well, it's 100 and... I'm going to do the maths very, very quickly in my head. 165 points. 165 over Damon Mulqueen, who's a bit further back. Blake Warboys, well, it's 300 points. He can probably give up a position or two, but this is going to set him back quite a few positions.
And I think what's happened here too is when we saw when I heard the safety car get called, Warboys was already in the fast lane of the pits there. So he'd already transited through, got in, and for Warboys, who we saw only 7 seconds behind, that should have afforded him enough opportunity. But I think by the time it's come through, he was just on entry to 12 and has just missed out. So we'll wait to see if he comes in this time by, but this is going to throw him well down the order now.
Let's have a look at this order though. Jack Widders, Guy Leach now did not get in there. Warboys back in third position. That was a quick pit stop. Very, very quick. It's going to give him a huge advantage. I'm having a look. Blake Warboys there. 39 seconds in pit lane. 19 seconds in the pit box. Didn't need to take that much fuel. They're all going to have to dive in now. You think Jack Widders, everyone, going to be moving down that pit lane.
Yeah, and all the guys guys that didn't get those stops completed coming in to finalise. So we've got Wittes and Leach in there as well. Looks like Nick Sutton's coming in the lane also. So this has not worked out for these guys, unfortunately.
Like Tommy Orton coming in. I mean, they're all going to start coming in now, but Wittes, it's going to be looking at the fuel. What's he going to do with the fuel? How much is he going to put in? Because he's going to lose a lot of positions here. He's going to want to be right on the edge weight-wise. Oh, not what he wanted.
No, it's put him back a bit further. So we saw, so he'll come in behind Mark Peck there. And that's going to drop him now from second position down to 15th. So that's a lot of work for him to do, and with everyone on fresh tyres now, it's not going to be an easy feat coming through for that final 15 minutes of the race when we get back underway. The interesting one, I think, though, Matt, is going to be Dean Power now. He's got fresh tyres on. He's right on the back of Warboys. If he can get the start and get the jump on him, we might see a potential change in our leaders here.
I think you were reading my mind there. Power. Can he stay with Warboys? Does he have the pace? I think he probably does have some pretty good pace there. They're both going to be on fresh rubber. Both fueled up to go to the end of this race. For me, though, for Power, we just see those slight little mistakes creep in every now and then where we saw that chase there in that battle. Can he maintain his composure at this point? Have a look at this. Ryan Robson now up 5 positions. He's in 6th position. He's definitely, if he gets a good start, he might be able to get past Nathan Norman, Ash Barella and Justin McLean. Just possibly. Damon Mulqueen back in 7th, though, so that's probably work for him to get back on it. Nathan Brown's up 6 positions in 9th. Who's another one? John Van Ree's in 18th now. 10 positions gained. Mark Peck's lost 1 position. He was up in 13th. He's now back to 14th.
And look who's right in behind him, Jack Wittes now.
Wow.
So will we see the elbows come out into turn 1, like we saw at the on the opening lap there? It's going to be interesting to see.
It's going to be look at that, all the way back there. We know Jack Wittes is going to have the elbows out. He's going to be pushing hard. Look here. Where do you aim for? 15 minutes left. It's a sprint race now. The tyres are on, the fuel's in, but you've done a number of laps. Where do you aim for to come from 15th? Maybe a 9 or an 8?
I reckon he's at least aiming for a 5th position here. I know it's a big ask, but definitely possible to do that. Safety car will be in this lap. So for the guys now, it's all about getting the tyre temperature up and ready to rock and roll. But it's possible you might get a 5th, and you might get a bit further if you do see some of that contact down into turn 1.
Blake Warboys will lead us off of this one. He's still leading this race, and, oh, mate, it doesn't get better than that when you pull into pit lane, and as you pull in, they call the safety car. As you pull in.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm just keeping an eye, too, on the chat. We've got Tommy Austin still having a look, so he won't be back out, unfortunately, tonight, so we're not going to get to see the tyres get blown off the Commodore, but he's picked Mark Peck there for the best-looking livery in the championship so far. He doesn't mind betting that Wittes can get himself back to 7.
Look, Tommy just wants a night in the hot tub with Mark. That's all it is. He wants to share the hot tub. And that's why he's trying to talk Mark up at the moment. Be a comfortable place. Tommy's just... Look, I thought it was your birthday, Tommy. Thought you were allowed to stay up past 8:30. Wittes with 70 rings. All right, the restart. The safety car drives away. It'll head back to pit lane, and this one's going to be an exciting restart as Blake Warboys. Dean Power now in second, and Justin McLean will round out your top 3. Where will Warboys take off from, and what will Dean Power do? How will he follow him in here? This one's going to be super, super close. Oh, he's not going to get too close, though.
He's got to back him right up to the last corner here. Slow it down as much as possible, and then stand on it.
Here we go, the restart comes. 13 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this supercar race in the penultimate round. Well, it's looking pretty clean. Can't see too much happening in the background.
It's a great jump from Warboys there.
Jack Wittes, when does he fire up? That's the thing. Power there, just warming up those front tyres. Keep your eye on Jack Wittes. He's right on the back of Mark Peck. I think he's already made the move. He's not waiting. The elbows are out. He's got to start working his way.
Racing the next one on the off the rank. That'll be Cameron Edwards to get through. And look at the traffic jam just ahead of him. Picks up that inside curb there. A little bit of contact in the rear. And he's a man on a mission at the moment. So we've got Cameron Edwards, Ray Oliver, Dylan Science just ahead. And Guy Leach doing the impossible around the outside there. And Mark Beck as well through 8.
He's trying to get back on the back of Jack Witters. Jack Witters is going to push his way through. So if you can stay there with him, it's going to push a couple of cars wide, maybe. And you could probably follow through with him. He's not quite close enough to do that quite yet, but Jack Witters definitely being held up at the moment over Cameron Edwards. You know he's got the pace. Edwards down the inside. Witters going to try around the outside. Can he make this happen? The crisscross possibly. Doesn't get the drive out of that one. Oh, slides the car.
And Leach is in it now.
Oh, Leach all over the back of Jack Witters. Now he's got to be defensive. He's going to slow him down. Look at this, Dean Power now under all sorts of pressure from Justin McLean in the same sort of position. This is on the nose. Dean Power just in front. I'm going to say those little mistakes sometimes Power makes. He's been very, very fast, but it's the back-to-back laps. Can't afford to give away a couple of tenths of a second every third or fourth lap.
What this will do, though, while Dean's under all sorts of pressure, it's going to really release the challenge we were expecting there from War Boys, and he's just going to be able to massage his way back through. First lap back on the fresh tyres was a 19.21, so not messing around there. Down the inside goes War Boys. He's going to get the move done. Will Guy Leach follow through?
Oh,
There's a car around.
That's Oliver. Ray Oliver has spun around. I'm going to see if I can grab that one up on the replay. Ray Oliver has spun this car around. Just want to see if there's any contact made there. Dylan Saints looks like slotted in behind. You see there, contact made. Oh.
That's not going to be well received by race control there. Big beneficiary out of all that once it transpired was Guy Leach. He jumped 3 positions there up into 11th spot now.
JB sitting in 9th position. Just behind him is Kevin Norman in the background, the flat-out karts Mustang. They're looking to catch up to Nathan Brown. Maybe they can work together to make that happen. Looks like Justin McLean's got Ash Barella all over the back of him as well. Blake Warboys, in the meantime, has already opened up a 1.8 second lead. 1.8 seconds.
It's flying. Another best lap out there as well last time through, a 19.17, so getting on with business.
Just having a look back through the field, there's all sorts of battles going on. Guy Leach now, he's got to watch out. Looks like they've got the move done over Cameron Edwards, so Guy Leach has followed Jack Witters through. We saw that just a little bit earlier. Needs to pull away though. Cameron Edwards might be able to hold on. Ray Oliver moved back to 22nd position.
Well, we missed the move there because after.
What's that in the background? There is a massive move in the background. I'm trying to see who that is.
That's Neil Woodburn going backwards.
So we can pick up on the replay what might have happened there to Neil Woodburn. Big dive down the inside. Ooh.
Couldn't pull it up. And unfortunately, who was also involved in that? There was another car there. Was that maybe Steve Kennedy involved in that also?
I'm just going to see if it was John Van Ree, maybe. John Van Ree, I think, might have just been involved in that one.
Yeah, unfortunately there for him, he couldn't really do much there. We saw that car go all the way down, pretty hot on the brakes there, and he just got caught out and blocked a bit and down 3 positions as a result of it.
Stephen Kennedy holding on to 18th position. Sorry, what did you see?
Well, no, I was just going to say, we didn't see what happened with Jack Witters and Guy Leach there. So we saw the contact down through turn 9, and Guy Leach was able to get his way through both Witters and Cameron Edwards. And then we had the change of position going back again, and we didn't see where that transpired, but Witters now back ahead, as you say, into 11th, Leach in 12th. Witters is getting close to that 7th position that Tommy Austin reckons he's going to get to.
Oh, look at that. He's trying to get back in the hot tub too. He's letting us know. He'll do anything to get in that hot tub, Tommy Orton. It's his birthday, Pecky. Let him in there. Let him bathe in there. It's Darwin. It's not really a hot tub when it's just tap water.
So Mulqueen under a bit of pressure here now. Nathan Brown right on the back of the Signage Mustang there. Keep an eye on this one as they work down through 3. Mulqueen, though, we saw him have a not a great start there and fell right down the order, dropped back to 10th position. And looks like the supercar's still not his favourite of the two classes that we're racing in the NTE series.
The big Pettis bull is in the mirrors there, and Mulqueen still holding on. Nathan Norman trying to get that Mustang, trying to have a go. Can't quite do it. Mulqueen does have enough speed to hold him out, I reckon, on this one. Ryan Robson still holding up 5 positions there in P number 6. Can he try and improve on this one? So he definitely got in the pit lane at the right time and maintained that position. Callum Gear, I mean, that pit stop there down 10 positions now in position number 14. Very unfortunate for him. Richard Barella's up 8. John Van Rie's lost a couple. He's only up 8 positions, only 8 positions, as we say that.
Looks like Widders managed to get through on Kevin Norman as well, so now up into that 10th position. He's got Jake Burgess just ahead there, the number 100 driver.
Let's watch this one. Let's see how long it takes for Jack Widders to reel in Mr. JB. Old Jack Burgers. Oh no, gets off it, lets him go, gives him some takeaway, sends him on his way. He's giving him an Uber pass.
Must have been a six-pack involved in that one, because that was way too easy.
Or maybe Jake just not knowing that he doesn't have the pace. And Jack Widders now in 9th position. He's got 2 more to make in 5 minutes and 43 seconds for Tommy Orton to take home the prize of swimming in Mark Peck's hot tub.
Guys up the pointing end. Dean Powers managed to break away a bit now from Justin McLean. Saw those guys right nose to tail pretty much from the restart there, and the pace from Powers starting to come in, but the gap already out to 2.5 seconds as we get into a little bit of lap traffic now.
Nash Barella just holding off the back of Justin McLean. He's not quite close enough to make anything happen there as we head back down through our timing system. I'm just having a look. Looks like John Van Ree and Michael Halkitis might have been close at some stage. Something has just happened there,
yeah,
possibly.
He's gone off at 11.
This is a replay of what happened. Tried to go around the outside. Just too quick. Too quick in the Ingwadi HB Group Mustang for Michael Halkitis. He'll fight back. So John Van Ree now will hold on to that position number 20 at the moment. Mark Peck in position number 16. He's lost a couple there and needs to hold on to this one. Maybe it's the nerves setting in, knowing that if Jack Widders goes to 7, Tommy Orton's coming around his place for a hot tub.
Well, they just throw it out there. The heater's already on, so it's up to whoever does a good skid out there to get invited.
Oh, I'm seeing that in the chat. Whoever does the biggest burnout is also invited. It's a party at Pecky's.
Right, so how do we get into the safety car then, mate?
Well, look, I don't. Just log in, mate. Log in now.
Mark doing a good job here. You've got to pick up another spot there. That's a change for position, I think.
Yeah, no, that's 15. He's done the dive on Rossi Johnson. Remembering Rossi Johnson actually does race competitively in the 86 series when it comes into the TCR stuff or around the supercar stuff. Races in the Toyota 86 series. Very different to be doing on a sim. Be very interesting to find if he's got a full sim setup in that, or whether he's just got the old Logitech bolted to the kitchen desk having a go.
It's surprising though. I know a lot of years ago, speaking with a European driver that now races Lamborghinis and that, we were going through, it might have been back in the R-Factor days, and going from how do we get involved in this, and he's this Italian professional driver sitting there with, like I say, the G25 mounted up on the kitchen table, having a turn and using the laptop. So the guys get involved in it. And I think now with the way that everything's starting to evolve, especially from the sim content that's available, not only in iRacing but in some other platforms. It really gives these drivers a good opportunity to get a feel for it. And with iRacing now bringing in the likes of Winton, and we expect Sandown coming soon too, that it's really going to favour a lot of the Aussie guys.
I think this is going to get a little bit heated with this exchange here because Nathan Brown is doing everything he can to hold out Jack Widders. Widders has gone around the outside. Nathan Brown's made sure he hasn't given enough room, and under brakes it's going to be a huge wiggle, and he slides off onto the grass. He's going to have to watch the rejoin here. Whoa.
He's going to have a massive slowdown for this too.
We're going to have to wait and see what race control says about that one. I'm watching the race control chat here. That might get a little bit heated, I think, between the exchange between those two. Can we grab, mate? I might be able to go back far enough here to grab the replay of what's happened here. This is the exchange. He bumps him after being pushed to the outside a couple of times here. Have a look at exactly what happens. They go down the main straight. He's getting the toe. Goes around the outside. Covers him. Oh, he's dropped a wheel out on the dirt.
I think there might have been a little bit of netcode involved in that one, but there's nothing wrong from the defence from Brown there. He parked the car right in the middle of the road, no left or rights into the braking zone, so I think that'll be a play on as far as race control is concerned.
Ryan Robson needs to watch out, though, because he's got Damon Mulqueen right on the rear wing. We've only got 1 minute 16 seconds. They're only going to get one more lap in. Well, maybe. No, he's not far. He's not going. There's not enough in front there. I think this might be the final lap. White flag is out. The white flag has come out. Blake Warboy's leading this one by 1.1 seconds at the moment. Dean Power's not going to be able to catch him. Justin McLean, Ash Burrell and Nathan Norman. We're watching Ryan Robson. Can he hold on for a position 6 in this one? He's up 5. He started out of 11.
Got to have the work cut out for him, though, for the back half of the race. We need to keep an eye on first and second as well. Blake Warboy's had a shocker last time by. It was a 122 versus a 120. He's dropped the gap down to 1.2 seconds now, and that's really going to invite Powling for a run.
I hope he doesn't think the race is over. 26 seconds. Still to get through the back half of this lap. It will finish after the time has counted down. It will get to finish the lap. So Power here, we've got some lap traffic in front. This could play a part, maybe. I don't think it will, as you see in the background there. Still plenty going on. Justin McLean in third position. Ash Barella. Nathan Norman there. Big fight back from him in 5. Ryan Robson holding out Damon Mulqueen, but Blake Warboys comes over and takes the win in this one. How do they go for the rest of them? It's going to go Dean Power, Justin McLean, Ash Barella, Nathan Norman, Ryan Robson, Damon Mulqueen, Nathan Brown will be our next one we're waiting for to come across the line. Can he hold out Jack Widders? Will he get 7? Jack Widders. Oh, what a fight back. Ends up in 9. JB ends up in 10. Guy Leach. Who was that?
That was Widders and Widders and Burgess Brown having a big moment across the line.
See if we can get a glimpse of this one here. Well, the race is over after this point, isn't it? The frustration just gets unleashed a little bit.
Race control, they're not going to take too kindly to that one, however.
Mark Peck, what a race from him. Ends up in position number 15 as well in his Ford Mustang. Look, mate, you're safe again, Pecky, because, well, Tommy can't come round. He didn't make P7 for Jack Widders, so unfortunately you won't have fortunately you won't have a friend in your hot tub tonight. Although it is his birthday, maybe you could do that for him. I do believe, look, is that a wet skid pan in the background? And who is the person that is going to take on the wet skid pan? That is the question. Let's have a look at our top 3, though, as they've come across the line. And here it is as they come up. Third place was Justin McLean. Second place, Dean Powell. And Blake Warboys gets himself back-to-back wins. He's been watching Jack Widders and said, you know what, I want 2 from 2 here at the penultimate round at Winton Motorsport Park in the NTE Series, all thanks to Shannons Insurance as they get around. It's going to be fantastic to have a chat with a couple of these drivers here tonight. I can't wait to see what they've got to say about everything that is going on. Of course, we will have them coming in and having a little bit of a chat with us very, very shortly. Let's run through, though, our race results of tonight. And there it is. 28 laps completed in the end in that 40-minute race. Dean Power ends up in second behind Blake Warboys. Justin McLean in third. Ash Barella in fourth, not too far behind. He had a good stoush there with Nathan Norman. Ryan Robson held out a hard-charging Damon Mulqueen to hold on to sixth position there, the young gun. Nathan Brown in eighth. Jack Widdus, well, Nathan Brown didn't let him through. Made it really, really hard for him. Fought his way back to ninth after that safety car, just at the worst moment possible for him. Jake Burgess there in 10th position. Kevin Norman 11th. Guy Leach involved in a few things there tonight in 12th position. Cameron Edwards in 13th. Callan Gear 14th. Mark Peck, what a night for him, 15th position. Rossi Johnson in 16th. Richard Barella in 17th. Ray Oliver, after being spun around, ended up in 18th, so good fight back from him. Stephen Kennedy in 19th. John Van Rie in 20th, who moved up the field quite a bit tonight. Peter B, the Italian Stallion, in 21st. Neil Woodburn, 22nd. Mitch Strzelecki in 23rd. Michael Gore in 24th. Michael Halkitis, we saw him run off the track late in the race, ended up in 25th. 26th was Simon Farrington. Timmy Driscoll in 27th. Bradley Mitchell in 28th. Dylan Saints in 29th. Another one, I think, unfortunate with the pit stop strategies. Shane Ewan's back in 30th. Nick Sutton. Well, is Sutto going to be the man who's going to stand up and do the burnouts tonight? We'll have to find out, I'm sure. He's been given the instruction by his mate and life partner there, Tommy Orton. Look at that. They have found the skid pan here at Winton Motor Raceway. The celebrations have begun. Who will be joining Mark Beck in the hot tub? Biggest burnout of the night. They're all figuring out, I think they've been talking on Discord this week. They've all figured out how to make that skid pan work. Oh, it's that little entry down there in between the wall. Here we go, look. Slides it in. Ah, cheeky, cheeky. We'll have to wait and see if our winners have dropped themselves in. Blake Warboys would be great to catch up with him. A shame we didn't get his webcam up there tonight. I'm pretty sure he hasn't turned that on for us, because that would have been even better if we could have seen him on the webcam at the same time. He might do it. You never know, do you? You just never know if he's turned that on. I don't think he has. That's a shame. They're all out there at the moment, though, making sure they use that skid pan to its best ability. Another fantastic night of racing here for the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. While we've got that going on in the background, we'll bring our podium up so you can check out our top three. If you're just watching the end of this one, Damon Mulqueen's joined us in the green room. We might see if we can have a bit of a chat with him a little bit later on. Waiting to see if we're going to have our winners drop in there. If Justin McLean or Dean Power, Blake Warboys might come in. Maybe we'll get Damon Mulqueen in just to have a bit of a chat with him, because I'm sure it was a tough fight for him tonight. We might drag him into us to have a little bit of a chat here with the live commentators. There's Damon Mulqueen. We've just brought you in with the commentators, mate. 7th position tonight. Not on the podium when it comes to the supercars, but look, mate, it's been a tough battle here in the series.
Yeah, it's been a interesting one, and I do have an excuse for all reasons for the VA.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. Towards the end of the TCR race, I felt my brake pedal getting stiffer and stiffer, so I think we're going to have to tear that apart, give it a clean out and a bit of a service and see what's going on, because almost every lap in the V8 during qualifying and the race, it was just getting stiffer and stiffer to push down and making braking pretty difficult during the race, because it was just almost constantly changing. So I thought I'd try and play it a little safe, and I think I did all right for playing it pretty safe.
Oh, look, we thought you might have had Ryan Robson there. He's very, very young, Ryan Robson. Is he one to watch out for, do you think, in the future?
Yeah, potentially. Well, to be fair, I saw quite a few people, myself included, sort of getting it sideways quite a fair bit out of corners. Sorry.
You all right? Yeah, no. So
still in the sim, and I'm getting people talking in that. So lost my train of thought. But yeah, a lot of people looked like they were having issues getting the throttle on out of the slower corners, and even coming out of the turn 1 and 2 chicane early on and later on in the race. So yeah, Ryan did a really good job from my perspective. I would have liked to have given him a bit of a race, but I just wasn't willing to send one on really anyone tonight, just in case, pedal did completely give out on me and I just ended up nailing them. So we'll get that sorted for next round and, yeah, go on from there. But, yeah, happy to pick up another podium in the TCR race and kind of bummed it couldn't quite convert it off the line, but that's the best start I've had in the TCR this season, so I'll take that as a win.
What do you think's so difficult about getting these TCR cars started? Because not just you that struggled in that race.
Well, I've had a talk to everyone in the Hyundai, and we've got it quite a fair bit more difficult than everyone else. I've gone through privately and tested the other two cars in the series, just pulled them out of the Signage sim racing workshop for a bit of a play. Promised I wouldn't bash them up. And I found both the Honda and the Audi a fair bit easier to get off the line. The Hyundai's got a very, very small percentage of you're either going you're either wheel spinning, or you get that 0.5% less and you don't move. So it is what it is. But other than that, when it comes to the TCRs, the cars are once they're going, they're all pretty equal. So I definitely can't complain about that too much. It's just bugger we can't quite get them off the line in the Hyundais.
Yeah, no, it is a shame that we can't get them off there. And look, Blake Warboys tonight absolutely on fire. You followed him up there, position number 2 when it came to the TCR race. What do you think's attributed to Blake Warboys doing so well this round?
Well, Blake's probably one of the best all-rounders in the series. Like, I'd say, well, the top 5 or so of us in the championship are all pretty good all-rounders. Some of us have had some pretty unlucky moments. So with being up the front, it's easy to try and stay out of trouble most of the times. If the race starts, they're always, the first 30 seconds of any motor race is the most dangerous part. Blake's just a great all-rounder. When I've seen him racing in other series, he's always right up there or thereabouts, and no matter sort of what car it is. And then tonight, I think most of the season he's had a lot of things go well for him, and he hasn't put a foot wrong too many times, so it's really down to driver consistency on the track and the 2 different cars we're driving.
Look, mate, anyone you need to thank as being part of this series? I know we've had you up here in the box before, but I mean, any of your sponsors you need to run through?
Oh, there's a lot of them, but I'll keep it short and simple. Just got to give a massive thanks to the guys at Signage Sim Racing, Smith & Sons, Wave Runner Performance, DM Photography, JK Signs. There's quite a few more. 'Cause I don't have my list next to me, so I won't read them all out for you. But cheers to all those guys that make it happen. And to you guys for the broadcast, they're always bang on point. And to the guys and the series sponsors that have the series running. It's amazing.
Thanks, mate. We'll let you go, and we can't wait to see what you can do in the final round from Bathurst.
Yeah, bring it on.
There we go. Bring it on, Bathurst. Let's head into our V8 Supercar winners now. Justin McLean in 3rd place. We're going to grab him very, very quickly. We're going to move him into our live commentator chat as Justin McLean joins us here in the commentary box, mate. You get yourself on the podium in the Supercars.
Yeah, buddy, come from nowhere, mate, didn't it?
Look, there was some people there got caught out by that pit stop as a safety car. It was around about midway through the race, but it really affected the positions in the end.
Absolutely, mate. I think I got real lucky that I was on track where I was when they called the safety car, because I know a few of the boys went past already, but I was right there, and I had a bit of an off getting in, but not too bad. Poor old Callan, but he had an off and suffered from it. So,
looking through the results throughout the series, you've got yourself on the podium a couple of times when it comes to the TCR. Do you find that car a bit easier to drive?
Nah, not at all, to be honest. I mean, a little bit, like traction-wise, but I honestly can't say why I'm having good results in that, because I don't really like it.
Maybe that's why. You just punish it more.
Yeah, well, maybe. I know I am pretty hard on it, and I know you can't sort of drive the supercar like that because it's pretty unforgiving if you've got a heavy right foot, so I just take it a bit easier.
Look, mate, congratulations on 3rd place tonight. A great effort there. Like, it does come in. You've got to have a bit of luck sometimes, I think, when it comes to the pit stop strategy. Who do you need to thank?
Just the boys and girl in the MCM chat, mate, and the crew at Loud Signs. Yeah, cheers.
We can't wait. Bathurst, how is that going to unfold for you? You love that track, do you?
I'm not too sure, mate. I live in Perth and I've got to go to Broome for work, so I'm going to pack up a bit of gear and take it up there with me and see how I go on a bit of a portable setup.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure they've got good internet for you. That's the main thing.
Fingers crossed, mate. Yeah.
Well, we hope to see you here for the last round. It's a few weeks away, and hopefully we'll see you maybe back on the podium at Bathurst.
Awesome, mate. I hope so. Cheers.
There we go. We're moving back into the green room there. Justin McLean in third place tonight up on the podium. We might grab Dean Powell next, our runner-up here in the supercar race tonight. We'll bring him the live commentator's chat. Dean Powell. Now, we've just dragged you in live on air and a second position. And what a night you've had.
Yeah, I'm pretty wrapped with that. That was good fun.
Some fantastic racing there. I noticed just a couple of moments there where the car got loose, but you were starting to match him lap for lap towards the end.
Yeah, I struggled after the pit stop. It took a bit to get tyres up to temp and get comfortable again. I was just locking up and running wide and lighting the tyres up on the exit. So I was sort of struggled a little bit for a lap or two. And then once it settled, I was pretty comfortable again. And yeah, I was nearly doing my fastest lap of the race. So like every lap consistently. So
run us through what's your favourite section of Winton. I mean, we've only had the chance to have it on iRacing for a few weeks, really, or a bit over a month. What's your favourite section?
I like probably turn 1, 2, 3, 4, like that a little bit before it gets a bit tight. But yeah, like through turn 1, if you get it right, you can make a good move down the inside at 3. Like I like that challenge. So that's, probably one of my favourite parts. The tight stuff's a bit sort of single file, which makes it hard. But yeah.
Mate, it's great to have another Australian track on there at least and get out there. Look, run us through who you need to thank for being part of the NTE series.
Mate, just the boys at Black Hawk Motorsport for giving me the chance. Dynamic Floor and Wall Tiling, JB Racing Designs and Photography, 65 Clicks, True Steel, West Orange Motors, Cooper's Customer Mechanical, and 5 Inspirations for all their support. Thank you.
Mate, a few weeks we head off to the big one, the Mountain Bathurst. What are you looking forward to about that?
Oh, I love that track. I've got a bit of home ground advantage. I only live about half an hour away in Orange, so hopefully that helps me out and I do all right.
I think you better go and do a couple over the weekend just to get familiarisation laps.
Yeah, yep, that's it.
No worries. Well, thanks for tonight. We're going to head you back into the green room, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week or in a few weeks.
Too easy, guys. Thanks. Good job you guys do too. Thank you for all the support you guys give us.
Well, no, thank you for coming and racing. That's what we love about this. Thank you for coming and racing. Blake Warboys, though, is the number one tonight. He's the last one we're going to get in and have a chat with here in the live commentary. Blake, welcome into the commentary box. And tonight it's 2 from 2.
Yeah, it's great to finally have a full good round instead of one race here and there. It's good to come out with 2 great results.
Oh, look, it is. And the good news is when it comes down to the championship that Damon Mulqueen did really well in the TCR, not as good when it came to the supercar, so you could be closing that gap down for second position.
Yeah, that was my goal coming into tonight, just to see if I can close the gap to the front 2 and be close enough to make it a good title fight for the final round.
Look, we've seen you drive away. Obviously, you don't seem to have the fastest car when it comes to qualifying, but it's the race pace that really helps you out in that clean run. When it came to the TCR start, did you think yourself a bit lucky when you've seen the cars around you sort of drop off at the start, give you that advantage to go out in front?
Yeah, well, get off the start. Like, I knew Damien was sort of struggling to get off the start, so I thought, if I can get the run off the start and try and go around the outside, we'll be on. And he bogged down, and then I saw the carnage behind. I was like, okay, we might be on for a decent result here. And Damon got held up for those few laps, and I was just able to sort of keep the car on track and come away with the win, which was awesome. Let's
talk about the safety car in the V8 supercars. You come into pit lane, the safety car gets called. Now, can you see that leaving the pit lane, or is that absolute luck that you've chosen the most opportunistic moment to pit?
I think it's just down to really good luck. Like, I wasn't saving any fuel. I knew Jack, he likes to save fuel in that first stint to try and get the undercut during the pits. So I was just trying to open the gap out. And it was just, that was my pit window. Pitted then, and then as soon as I was in the lane, I heard the safety, basically as I turned into the lane, I heard the safety car called and Jack sort of blowing up about it over the radio. So definitely very lucky in that sense, but that's racing sometimes.
Mate, that is racing, and we go on to the big one, the Mountain, in a few weeks' time, and this one's going to really tighten up the championship points. I can't wait to see. What do you think is going to be more favourable around the Mountain? Is it going to be the TCR car, or are you going to enjoy the supercar?
Well, I've actually driven both cars at Bathurst, so I definitely enjoy driving the supercar a lot more than the TCR. So I'll probably put a bit more time into the supercar. Just finished another round of go-karting, so I'll put a bit more time into that and then practice as much as I can in the TCR as well. Just see how we end up.
Mate, run us through all of your sponsors who you need to thank.
Firstly, the team, WKMP Sim Sports, great bunch of guys to race with. Wodonga Karts and Parts, LGK Karts Australia, WKMP Race Engines, Shannons Insurance, obviously, for sponsoring the series, all the series partners, the team, the broadcast team, obviously, you guys do a great job. Love watching the broadcast afterwards. Jake for all his hard work. And the guys, there were some good battles in that race from what I saw and had. So, yeah, thanks.
Oh, mate, there's plenty going on down the field. Look, can't wait to see you in a few weeks when we head off to Bathurst for the final round here of the Shannons Insurance NT Series. Thanks for joining us once again for some fantastic racing tonight.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Well, that's it. Run and done. The penultimate round here of the Shannons Insurance NTE Series. Dan, what a night. Blake Warboys, I have not done the maths, but I think he may be in the number 2 position.
Yeah, look, he put together a fantastic race, or 2 races tonight, really. He got himself the win in both occasions. And as you say, 300 points on offer in each championship is really going to put him right into contention there. I think it's going to make the top 3 very, very critical now with both Warboys, Mole Queen all being in and amongst that still as well. So we've got a little bit left in it to go to see what we got. Now we've got 3-week break before we turn our attention to the final round of the series. We're off to Bathurst, and I think, like Michael was saying, have a bit of break issue there. You've got now 3 weeks to get all your gear in order, get ready to go, because it's going to provide some fantastic racing across the top of the hill and down Conrod, and I cannot wait to see what these guys are going to bring for the final race of the championship.
For the first time ever, the Shannons Insurance NTE Series will take the TCR cars to Bathurst for our series, and we'll back it up with the supercars we've done a number of times. It's going to be a big one coming to you from Bathurst for the final round. Can Damon Malquin and Blake Warboys catch up to Jack Widders in the championship? Well, stay tuned to social media, of course, www.nteseries.com to find out exactly what is happening and where the points end up in the next few days. We're going to see you in a few weeks. It's going to be exciting, and see you then.
Looking for an easy option for equipment or plant hire? Hire Power NT staff of over 40 years experience in the Territory and are now located in 3 convenient locations. With quality customer service and extensive product knowledge, why would you use anyone else? You'll find us in Yarrawonga, Winnellie and Katherine with the latest, most up-to-date equipment for the local tradie and DIY enthusiast. Call us today for all your equipment and plant hire needs. We've got it, or we'll get it.
The 2022 Shannons Insurance NTE Series is back with a new challenge, all thanks to our series sponsors. Shannons Insurance, Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tuning, Paul Mansell Photography, NP Style Signage and Graphics, Auto Inspections and Road Services NT, West Oz Roof Restorations, Higher Power NT, Pool Guys Adelaide, Pool Drive, and Maddicab Media.
Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.